What's going on? Mostly gentlemen. It's just guys. Who am I kidding? What's going on, gentlemen? It's good to see everybody. I mean, for the most part. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's good to have you. It's good to have you. Day 96 of the journey. Carbon's going to take you through. You know what? Maybe it won't be Carbon.
No, maybe not.
Oh,
you know what?
Oh, you're getting
Folks,
routinized.
Something a little special this evening. As you know, on what day is it? Thursday, our one and only community member Rainman planned the route. Rainman also planned tonight's route and is live in Discord with us and will be on stream.
Surely there must be something you can do.
I'm doing everything I can.
Stop calling me Shirley.
Stop calling me Shirley.
There you go, Rainman. You're getting the behind the scenes now, man. So, folks, Rainman is joining us tonight. We'll get him to talk about the route and how he planned it. But for the most part, unfortunately, tonight, I'm just kind of doing the intro again, and then I got to bugger out. It's end of quarter for work. So tonight and very likely Thursday, I'll just be doing the intro and the outro. But Rainman is going to entertain you all evening, all by himself. I've given him the setup. Yeah, I've given him the keys to the car, and he's running with it. So, all right. While we were away, though, just real quick, I didn't turn these off. Let's turn that off. Is it even going to work? I don't know. I don't know if anything's going to work. I'm not logged into Stream Elements. We had a few new followers, guys. I'll just say it out loud. The Preacher LLC in this town and Dog PhD actually came in with the follow while we were loading in, and I did see you in the sim with us as well. So thank you so much for the follows, and because you followed. Welcome to the Legends Ground Crew. Well, at least that worked. But that's pretty much it. Oh, and Scarface. Hey, why? So the alerts are working. Why didn't it work? You know what? I don't care. Scarface, thank you so much for the resub. 17 months, if I'm not mistaken. That is our first 17-month. You're always out in the lead, and we really appreciate it. So, Carbon, normally I would switch to you here. Are you going to take us through the flight, or should we just verbally?
What do you want? I know some of the weather along the way, if that's helpful.
Yeah, I can just kind of summarize the flight.
Let's do it.
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me on. It's kind of cool to have a guest spot on the Bush League Legends stream. Thank you. And I was just mentioning to the guys, putting these flight plans together just gave me a whole new appreciation for the amount of work and effort and just thought that goes into it. So, hats off to the Legends for setting all this up. Today, we're going to be departing Burgas, which is on the coast of the Black Sea in Bulgaria, and we'll be heading to Turkey. There is a slight detour that we're going to take to the Catalca tunnels. I hope everyone had a chance to download that tunnel scenery. Otherwise, you're going to be flying just over.
You're all going to die.
Guys, so I put it in just kind of as for fun, but I tried at least 6 or 7 times to fly that tunnel. I could not do it. I actually saw Fnargle there. He was giving it a go earlier today, and I don't know if he made it or not. I couldn't watch. I had to close my eyes. It was terrifying. But it should be fun to fly over that, I think, or land on the highway next to it. The concern is if you want to fly through it, you may crash and you may have to respawn. I don't know. But anyway, after the tunnel, we're going to fly over to Istanbul. We're going to take kind of the southern coast route. We'll see some mosques and some other cool stuff along the way, and then it's a pretty long haul over to. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the airport. It's on the coast of the Black Sea. We're going to do really a mountain flight this time instead of along the coast because I flew that, and it was pretty barren. There was really nothing to see. So I thought it'd be more fun to fly inland. So that's the trip for the night.
That sounds good.
Well,
I'll make sure I get a flight plan for the next airport when we get to the tunnels.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm trying it. I don't care.
Oh, Carbon.
I'm doing it.
I figured everybody would probably try it. So
I
But
might
it's-
actually
it's really
pause
cool
work.
scenery.
I think as for the weather, it's supposed to be good once it actually loads in here. I think the lowest ceiling we'll see is like 3,000 feet. I think the winds near Istanbul are like 22 knots on the surface, so that might be fun going through those tunnels. I don't know what's going to happen there. And
I couldn't even-
and then our destination, I think it's pretty calm. So
Yeah. So interestingly, whatever weather you have on the sim actually is on inside the tunnel.
oh
I
great.
happened to be
Oh
there. When,
no!
happened to be there when it was snowing, and it was snowing inside the tunnel. It's crazy.
Uh-oh.
It's pretty cool.
Fernardo saying the wind is also in the tunnels.
What?
Beauty.
That's not
Yeet.
it. I saw someone
Well, that's why
say
I'm flying the
taxi through.
170 tonight to give myself an excuse that I don't have to do that.
No, that you should have to either way.
I'll probably try.
Yeah, of course you will. Who are you kidding?
Die wonderfully.
It's just going to be a very high-speed taxi, is all.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen. And
Yeah,
lady,
I mean, I feel like maybe we should pitter the
Pitter?
patter.
Let's get at her.
Oh, there it is. It's just really
Kids
quiet.
falling off bikes, maybe. I could watch kids fall off bikes all day. I don't know.
There it is. There it is. All right, let's.
here we go.
Yeah, let's go. Hit the road. Hit the road. Hit the road. I'm gonna get up in the air, and then I'm gonna unfortunately have to jump out of here. But like we mentioned, Rayman's here for your entertainment. If you have any questions for him, now's the time. Now is the time. Menu.
Now's the time to take off.
Yep, doing it. On the roll. On the roll.
I just realized I don't think I have autopilot in this thing. It's gonna be a long day. I hope this thing trims out well. Hey, who's flashing me? All right. Look at everybody go.
There we go. A
We're gonna
bunch
be
in
back in
his...
the desert in no time.
Hutch, are
Why so
you...
fast?
What was that?
Oh, are you having an issue loading in?
Loading
I
in?
see.
No, I'm
I
loading
just...
in on this stuff
Yeah, I
I sent
just
you a
saw
message
your
real quick.
message. Yeah. Let me double check here for you real quick. Sorry. Is that for your game or for both?
now. Both. I didn't realize it did that whenever it did that.
You know what? Also, I think I kind of...
That's the first time I noticed it. I
OBS.
don't know how long it's been doing that.
OBS. I did not... I don't remember... Oh, God. I just got... Oh, the live weather kicked in.
Live weather.
That just rocked me. Yeah, OBS. Hutch for the camera.
Okay. And VDO for the other one? Or
No, OBS for both. I don't think I ever changed them, even though he changed it. the creator there.
Roger that. OBS for both. I'm just gonna take it off and I'll get it up. Once it's good.
Hey.
It's weird. I'm not seeing the chat. I think I have to restart Twitch probably, right?
There might be a little pop out or something,
Yeah, there's usually a little arrow
like a little arrow
in
on
the top right-hand corner.
Fernardo, I'm flying the Carinata 170 tonight. There was some recent updates done, so I thought I would test it out.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
There's the weather update. Wow.
It's clouds along the horizon, right?
Yep.
Okay, Jerry, I just realized you are frozen. Let me fix that.
I guess I should give everybody who is interested in the models some updates.
Yes! Give us updates.
So let me go back to the first email I got from this guy.
So while you're doing that, Jerry, can you try and refresh on your end?
Yep.
I don't know
My
why.
stream?
Yeah, the stream. Your camera's fine.
Weird.
Yeah. Weird indeed. Now your camera
Let's
just went
try
on.
again. That work?
Okay, this is working. You put your stream as your camera?
What?
You put your stream as your camera?
I did.
Got it backwards.
You did?
Yep.
You did.
Okay, hold on.
You know
Hold on.
I'm just gonna leave it on Punch while he figures this out.
Hold on.
People are gonna
Web-
load in and look and be like, "Whoa, this stream is offline."
Share your camera.
Yeah,
No
make sure you
audio.
use the right link.
Punch cam. That should be it.
Yeah, there we go. He's up. I don't have
Share
your
screen.
sim stream.
Push punch. Flight simulator. Flight simulator.
Hey, we got ya.
Hey, oh.
Oh, and there's a hutch loading in. Look at that. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate it. I gave you guys, the three of you, the codes to change scenes if you need. I'll be watching though.
Oh man,
Already.
Yeah, I do. I unfortunately gots to. Makes me sad. Makes me sad.
I don't know if I believe that, but alright. Should we work this thing?
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll catch you in a little bit. I'll keep my eye on the stream. If you need anything, DM me.
Okay.
I'll be watching and judging, obviously. Definitely judging. Rain Man, dude, thank you so much. I'll catch you at the end of the stream if you're sticking around for the whole thing. But thank you so much for jumping in and chatting while I'm away, but also just for doing it because you're awesome and planning all this stuff.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. We'll catch you later.
All right, take care.
See you soon.
I'm still not seeing chat in Twitch. I don't know why. I rebooted or restarted 3 times.
Let's see.
I'll relay messages
You
for you.
can expand and collapse the chat. I don't know if it's is the chat screen showing it all where you can send a message, or is it gone?
Yeah. It shows the send box, but there's no chat going for some reason.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh, that is weird. Yeah, I see the little arrow that's expanding and collapsing. But that does the entire stream chat and the send message box, so...
Right. Yeah.
Right.
There's no. It doesn't look like there's a separate chat window. I mean, it's a separate window, but you can't expand it or whatever. Yeah, so the reason I wanted to do, or I volunteered to do day 95 and 96 is because, I had a great experience in Bulgaria. I think I mentioned my wife is Bulgarian, and we went on holiday there several times, and it's just really beautiful country. The food is excellent. So I was actually my wife wanted me to do it, so, happy wife, happy life. So I put the plans together, and with her approval, she had very specific areas she wanted me to go.
Well, it's nice
So,
for people to be able to plan these when they've actually been to these locations, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, for sure.
Oh, look at J-Dog down there in the Kodiak. That is a small little island to get in there.
So this first airport is just a touch and go airport. It's really not much to it, but and then I think the next leg, I think we go along the coast. We can zip along the coast, and then we take that inland little jaunt to the tunnels, which should be interesting.
So nice along here, man.
So, Ryan, man, did you tell us why originally you were in Bulgaria? Was it for work? Or were you traveling?
Family. Wife. No?
Look at that little peninsula.
Oh, I think his mic is muted.
Oh, my mic was
Oh, there.
muted. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're just ignoring me.
So my wife is, as I said, she's Bulgarian, so she has lots of relatives over there. So we would go, spend the summers over on the Black Sea and,
That's cool.
just
Rough
hang out
life.
with the family and stuff. Yeah, tough life. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and the resorts there are just incredible, and like the dollar or the euro, or it's very strong compared to the lev, which is their local currency. So, you can get a fantastic vacation for like half the price, or at least that's what it was when we went. I don't know, maybe now it's not the same, but
Yeah, for a while my dad was working in Sofia, and he'd be there 4 or 5 months of the year. And he used to love it.
it's a Bulgaria has been conquered like, I don't know, probably 20, 30 times in its history. It was all part of the Ottoman Empire, and
Oh boy.
so it's a lot of history.
Cool. All right, cabin lights can come off. Look at that beach down there. It's a nice one.
Which runway you guys going for on this next one? I was thinking I'm gonna go for 28.
Wow, I got 29 knots. Is that right?
Roger. Rainman, are you using the Twitch app or the web interface?
I have it on a PC, so it's the web interface.
Gotcha.
I'm actually going into 1-0.
How are the winds down there? For anyone down there?
Not bad.
Okay.
I'm not seeing them too bad.
Yeah, I'm getting 29 knots from the north at 3,000 feet.
Well, I got, let's see, coming in runway 10 was only a, 4-knot tailwind, no crosswind.
All right.
Oh, cool. All right.
So it dies right down.
Wait. Where are you flying over there, Jer?
Hey?
Yeah.
What's up?
What are you flying?
It's the 170.
Oh boy.
Is it still squirrely on the ground, or is it? Have they
No,
changed
it's not,
anything?
it's not too bad. I like it. It feels a little less stable, which seems appropriate. I mean, you definitely got to be careful with it more than the Cub. It'll stall on you a bit more, but
Man, what a mess of airplanes.
Pretty good weather though. Minus the
yeah, it's
massive
pretty in the
wind.
morning. Pretty in the morning.
So all you dog owners out there who've had puppies, I want to know what your secret is to getting a full night's rest.
Just patience and waiting.
Unfortunately.
Been pretty rough.
Well, he's got a schedule, and if I don't do it, it's just going to be a big mess in the morning. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's getting up to go to the bathroom multiple times during the night then?
Typically like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then like between 6 and 7.
Is he
And that-
eating before he goes to sleep?
So the early, like the 6 or 7 isn't bad. It's the 2 or 3 in the morning that I'm not super fond of. But
Is he like eating before you put him in the crate for the night?
he finishes eating around 7 p.m. That's the last time he has a meal. So.
And then when are you crating? Like,
Typically around 10 o'clock, so a few hours after that.
wonder if you could bump that last feeding up a couple hours and then get him to go right before you crate for the night or something.
Maybe. I could try that, yeah. He'll grow out of it. Yeah, I hope so.
How old is he?
Oh, he's only, it'd be 11 weeks.
Oh, wow.
11 and a half
Okay.
weeks, something like that. He's still really young.
He's really young. Okay.
Yeah. He's doing really good. I gotta give him credit because he's trying. But
Sorry, I missed it,
Rain
Cameron.
Man.
How many times did you say he's getting up?
Twice.
basically just once in the middle of the night and then once early in the morning.
No, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pretty big dog. He's got a big bladder.
Not big enough.
As he grows. Alright.
Rainman Blueflow said he had to reload the website today to get the chat window to appear. Also,
Yeah,
Twitch.
it still hasn't come up actually. I've reloaded like 4 times.
Probably like a incognito browser, maybe, or a different browser, clear your cache, all those fun things.
It's really hard to do when you're flying. All this multitasking.
Do you guys have 3048 barrel?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So I was telling Jer that my wife and we're remodeling our kitchen, and I remember on the stream a couple of you guys were doing. I think Super was doing that too at
everyone
one
but
point.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we got all of our cabinets. So now we're just waiting for the start date.
Oh, nice.
How long do they figure the remodel will last?
Well, we're doing a full kitchen and part of our downstairs, including a bathroom. So they're saying like 3 to 4 weeks, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
We can
that's
we
not
can
too
live with
bad.
that.
Jerry, I never asked you how and when, or how the final install went and when it got done.
It was good. We finished with maybe 2 weeks to spare, a week before the due date. But it's still
good,
not
okay.
entirely done. There's a few things hanging on, but we've just
Right,
now
but nothing
moved on.
major.
And we need a break. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, just a few touch-up pieces here and there, and our light fixture needs replacing. But overall, yeah, very good. Went well.
Well, that's good.
It's
Good.
nice. Yeah.
I know it got stressful for you there for a bit.
Yeah, there was a lot of things happening at once. Crunch time. Man, look at all these cool little beaches. That looks nice down there.
Dog PhD just subscribed. Welcome to the Legends Ground Crew.
Oh, right on.
Not nearly as good as Super. Super would give you the whatever that is.
The sound effect.
He doesn't give us access to the good stuff.
He keeps us in the dark. He controls everything.
Or just
Oh yeah, I was going to do the emails, wasn't I? So to talk about these
Yeah. Give us an update.
models. So the first one I got was that they could do the models at a 17-inch wingspan, which is a nice size. That's the same size as the 1900 I showed you guys on the last.
Yeah, that is a good size. Yep.
They're saying $199.50 US each. They're all done in the Philippines. The production is about 12 weeks. They can do a smaller model if we wish, which would be less expensive, but they say the 17-inch wingspan is what 90% of their customers choose. They also said they started offering solid cast resin models as an alternative to the wood, and they look 100% the same as the wood versions, have the same amount of detail, and the resin is actually preferred because it's more stable, so it won't warp or crack. It's damage resistant, and it has a more solid feeling. They said typically the resin models are more expensive because of the materials they use and the casting if they have to make a new mold. So in this case, they don't have an xCub already, so they'd have to create a new mold. But my understanding from speaking with them is that they would be willing to absorb the cost of that and do resin if we would prefer, because their woodworking department is really overwhelmed with models at the moment. So if we want resin, they'll do resin at the kind of the wood model price.
Yep.
Yeah.
Seems like a smart choice. That seems like a no-brainer if they're going to eat
I
it off.
asked them about shipping. They could either bulk ship everything to one person and then be shipped out from there, which doesn't really seem practical, especially because we've got people from all over the world.
Yeah.
So he said approximately to my address in Canada, which might actually be more expensive than most of you. He estimated it at $57 US, and that Canada and the US typically would be right around the same price, and then in Europe it would be 10 to 15% more apparently. But they would be willing to ship them to each individual, which is good.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we stand right now. They just, so they'll wait to hear from us if we want to go forward with it, how many orders we're going to have, and then we send them 50% if that's what we're going to do. Send them all the details of the model, the livery, that sort of stuff.
And
What
how
kind
long
of,
was production? They said 12 weeks?
Yeah.
Sorry, right now.
Yeah, it was 12 weeks would be
12
the
weeks,
production.
okay.
Yeah.
I was going to ask the same question, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they could, because we're going to run this livery contest for a month, right? But if we tell them, like, give them the go-ahead that we want X number of models, they might be able to get going on the casting, at least, the model making.
Right.
And then,
So if we
'cause the
want to do
painting,
that,
yeah.
then we have to, I think it's 50% is what he said of the total of whatever we want.
Before they get, yeah, that makes sense.
Before they,
Yeah.
do the casting. And they say when they get, as they kind of do the whole process, they'll send update pictures before they send do the final send out when we send them the remainder of the owing.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. I mean,
That sounds great.
I'm in. I'm down for that. For
It's
sure.
still, I mean, it's steep. It's not. It's an investment for sure. But if it's something that you'd like to have, as kind of an aviation
commemoration.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So
I love it. Yeah.
I think it sounds great. Does it come with a stand or
It
some
does.
kind
Yeah.
of a?
Stands
It does.
included,
Okay.
depending
Cool.
on whether we do the mahogany or we do resin. So I guess I should try and run a poll and see what people are feeling with regards to the material, if they're okay with the resin over the mahogany. Because some people may even want like a mahogany model that's not painted, right? Because you can do that too, where it's just a wood model,
right?
So, but yeah,
if they wanted like half and half or something, could they do that and still eat the cost of the casting?
I'm not sure.
Guess it depends. We'll just have to see what people want.
It's tricky. I like if it goes to the wood department, we might be waiting even longer because they said they've got so many orders that the modelers are building by hand. So
yeah.
And he said, of course, the resin would be faster, so they make their mold and then they just keep casting.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Especially if they're doing hand carved 25 xCubs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're probably hoping that we choose the resin cast.
Probably.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's exciting, man. That's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I guess we'll need to decide if we're going to, like, I can ask him if we can order in advance of giving them the final livery paint scheme.
Yeah.
See if they're willing to do that, and then once we have the paint scheme in February, then we can send that off and they can finish it. I could ask if they're okay with that, and then we can kind of get it started.
So when
that
would
sounds
you
good.
foresee that we would need the 50%? Essentially, right now we could get a tally of people who are definitely in.
Yes.
And then get like basically we just need a final number, right, of people who are definitely in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Should we
And
do
then
that
I
through
guess
Discord?
what's that?
Should we do that through Discord?
Yeah, I should probably start like a
Maybe an
Google sheet of some sort so people can put in their name and address and or like send it to me or whatever, and then I can fill it all out and get that sorted to send to them so they can get estimates and that sort of thing. So
Yeah, you could do one more at everyone and maybe pin a message and just, tell them to message you directly or something.
yeah.
And keep an Excel sheet with
Maybe a good way to pay would be like Venmo or PayPal or something like that. Have you thought
Yeah,
about
anyway
that?
that I don't know how they would. That's one thing I didn't ask them. They could probably take PayPal, so that might be the easiest way. But we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
So are you gonna have to collect the money from everyone and submit it?
Yeah, I'll have to collect. So
normal.
as long as everybody's okay with that,
Yeah.
I can put it in lump sum, send it off, and then I just keep everybody in the loop as the process kind of goes along.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If everyone could pay you, for example,
that
like
would be the
Venmo
easiest.
or PayPal or something, that
Yeah,
would
yeah,
probably be easier,
definitely.
right?
Yeah. I think that's what they'd be looking for is just a lump sum, so they don't have to do like all the individual orders. They could just say, okay, we need 30, and then
Love it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Interesting in the Philippines. I wonder, he was saying that there's another very popular modeler down the road from him. Right in that email.
Yes.
I'm curious, and because he's an expat, right, living down there doing that. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think he said he was from Britain. I think. In one of those emails.
Yeah, British guy. Very cool. Wolfie saying that he got some stuff, some merch, I think. Where was it?
Sorry, who did?
An epic shirt,
the
I
wolf.
think he said.
Oh, okay. How did everything turn out?
Said it was very good.
Awesome. I'm glad. Yeah, we got our stuff. We got our stuff here, and it turned out well, so we're happy with it.
Yeah, Sticky, it's definitely steep. I figure, for the amount of hours we're putting in the journey, if you break that down in a per hourly cost basis, it's
Yeah, exactly.
it's pennies on the hour. So.
Well, plus, I mean, the entertainment value. Come on.
Yeah.
You know.
Right, and you can have it on your desk, and yeah, it's gonna be cool. It'll have the journey on it.
Yeah, so that's kind of where it stands right now, and I'm still totally in. I definitely want one.
I'm definitely in.
Ditto.
Awesome.
Ditto mania. Speaking of in, I told Hutch today that so I ordered a 737 Max Southwest diecast model, my first.
Oh, nice.
It's begun. Oh, there's a big weather change.
So what made you choose the Southwest?
I mean, I like the livery. It's they've got a huge fleet. Makes sense, and I'm in the 1/200 scale, so any further models that I get will be 1/200. Then of course this morning I get an email from AV World, because I'm looking at, I love the A220, and Air Canada's got a bunch of them, and they were one of the first to fly them, and so I get an email this morning saying it's back in stock, and I sent it to Hutch, and I'm going, oh man, it has begun. Collecting has begun.
I actually had a Q400 model that I ended up getting rid of because of our tiny house, and like I thought I'm not gonna be able to hold on to these, so I actually gave it to the folks at CATSA. They do this not CATSA. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember the name of them. Anyway, they do the passes and stuff for the airport. And I took it into their office one day, and I said, I saw you guys collected all these other airline airplanes. I have them all over the office. And I was like, you don't have one for my company. So I said, here you go.
Nice.
Yeah. But now I kind of regret giving it away. But, yeah.
Well, Sticky's saying if he actually gets one, he's going to hang it from his ceiling with fishing line. That's what
That's a
actually
good
Hutch told me
idea.
today. He's like, "You gotta start hanging these things from the basement."
I mean, you're not going to be able to leave those on the shelf for very long, Jer.
Keep them high enough, maybe.
You'd be running around the house going zoo, zoo.
No.
Right? They've got a lot of finicky bits on them too that'll break off.
We're on East server, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I see. East server.
Cantina, may I try to make you guys smile? It depends on how you're gonna try.
I missed that.
That feels like a trap, boys.
I feel like I'm always smiling. I'm gonna look down and not smile.
Fergus is in with us now. He says he's half hour late again. That's all right, man. We're a little ways away from an airport, so if you want to just slew over to where the group is, feel free.
So, Rain Man, I gotta ask, what got you into flight simming? How long have you been flight simming for?
I started flight simming when my first daughter was born in 1984.
Okay.
Long
It's
time
been a
ago.
while.
It's been a while.
So what was the impetus?
I always wanted to, I actually had my private pilots when I was very young,
Okay.
Nice.
before I got married and had kids.
Uh-huh.
Just a little Cessna 150. And
Nice.
so, I missed it and couldn't afford it, with lots of kids and career and houses and all that. So it was just, it was fun. I always enjoyed it. I actually wanted to be a pilot, but my eyes are crap, so I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So it was just, I've been away from simming though for probably, 20 years until
Right.
this came out. When this came out, I tried the X-Plane and what is it, FSX.
Yeah.
But the scenery has never been great with those sims, right?
Yep.
But when this came out, I'm like, I'm going to get a home cockpit and go for it. Plus, I just retired, so it was a good excuse to
Perfect.
spend
Yeah.
a lot of money. And I stay out of my wife's way, which is always good.
That's good to hear the stories of how people start, what got them into it.
So we're going to be heading inland here shortly, I think, right?
Yes. Yeah. And then we'll be
So
heading
it's
to the tunnel.
It'll probably show on the map that there's actually an airport and a runway. If you zoom into the flight plan, like on the sim, on the world map, but there's nowhere to land except on the highway.
Okay.
So you got to land on the highway and then kind of line up and try to go through the tunnel.
So are we going through 2 sets of tunnels, or?
I think he did the longest one, which is
Did
the
he? Oh.
second tunnel.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's, I don't know if everyone had a chance to see the YouTube video, but it's just amazing what he did. And the tunnel, the actual scenery tunnel, is just superb. It just seems impossible to fly it. I tried it and crashed. But hopefully some people make it tonight,
Yeah, I'm interested to see if anybody makes it.
Well, I think, Jerry, you're flying at ultralight, right? So you should have no problem.
I think it's definitely slower than the rest, so I will have.
I wasn't sure if you're flying a Cessna or a kite tonight. I'm confused. Yeah, I tried it in the Cub, and it just, especially in live weather with winds, and virtually impossible to even stay in the tunnel taxiing.
Oh gosh, yeah, the crosswind's horrible.
Yeah. I mean, I would say if you don't choose to try to fly through it, at least taxi through it, because there's an interesting surprise in there. And I think it's on the right. It's the right tunnel, I think, going either north. I don't know how the tunnel goes. It either goes north or west. There are 2 tunnels, the one
Yeah.
on the right has kind of some cool scenery in there.
Cool.
So is there plenty of road to land
Yeah, there's plenty of
between it or before the first
yeah,
one?
there's plenty of highway, so you can easily land on the highway and just kind of inch your way up to
putter through it.
the tunnel. The first tunnel is much shorter. I think the second one is the one that Costa flew through.
Cool.
Oh, I gotta get a flight plan too.
So is
I'll
that
be there.
technically? So was that in Turkey?
Yeah. This is a real deal, and it was only in September of last year he did it, so it's pretty recent.
Wild.
I think he was running from COVID or something. I'm not sure why he did it, but I guess
Yeah, he
he's
was-
the first man to ever fly through a tunnel. I went on Wiki and I mean, he has a Guinness World Record, but it said he was the first man ever to fly through a tunnel like that, or that long, or something like that.
You could see his focus, and then when he came out the other side and did his loop or whatever,
Yeah.
he was just like, "Whoa!" The
Incredible.
adrenaline just
Yeah.
hit him.
And he was really emotional, wasn't he? I mean,
He
it's
was,
like-
yeah.
I mean, he kind of cheated death,
Yeah.
kind of in a way, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Could have gone wrong in so many ways, like it's about to.
Yeah.
I mean, how many feet would he have on both sides of the wings? Like, actually, do you think?
It didn't look like a lot, like maybe 10, 15 feet. I mean, he had some space. It wasn't like, he was inches,
But
but
I mean, still 10, 15 feet.
yeah, and going 245. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not-
seriously, it's literally tunnel vision.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh. That's
And you
crazy.
could tell from the rudder cam that he was just following that center line the whole way. I think he also gave it a little bit of right rudder that I kind of noticed. I could see him, kind of fish a little bit. So there were probably some winds in there. I would suspect.
Oh, it's so creepy. I don't know how people get the nerve to do something like that.
Pretty amazing.
Fnargle says this xCub you'll have like a foot on each side. Oh, that's not great.
Yeah, I think the tunnel is not exactly to scale. In
It's a
fact,
little smaller.
I think it's a little smaller, and in fact, I think the mod creator mentioned that it's really quite a struggle to build that scenery, underground, I guess.
Hmm.
Right.
But I give him a lot of credit. It's really beautifully done. I think it just needs to be a little bit bigger, then probably people would enjoy it more.
Wheels, I do not think that the Kodiak will fit in there. I mean, maybe.
I guess I'll give it a close pass first before I commit to it. If it's that small.
Yeah. I would definitely land on the highway just to, kind of get down there and take a look.
Cool. So any of you got travel plans this year at all? Going anywhere?
My wife and I are heading to New Zealand at the end of, probably in the fall. We actually used to live there.
Oh.
We actually met there, believe it or not. So.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, we did. I
Oh,
was there on
man.
business, and she was in New Zealand, obviously looking for me the whole time, right?
Of course, obviously.
But she's Bulgarian, but she immigrated to New Zealand like, I don't know, 30 years ago, and so she's a New Zealand citizen. So we actually met there when I was on business, and the rest is history. Now we have 4 kids and 3 grandkids. So
New Zealand. That is
Definitely.
like the number one on my list.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
One of my dreams is to
it's
see
great.
the Milford Sound area.
Yeah, my wife and I actually flew in to the Milford Sound from Queenstown.
Into that airport.
Over the glaciers. We were in my wife is scared to death to fly, and we were in just a Cessna 180. And when you fly out of Queenstown, you fly over this, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a lake that you fly out of, and you're up in the glaciers, maybe, I don't know, probably over 10,000 feet. But to land in Milford Sound coming from the east, there's a east-west runway, and he literally had to probably do a 7-degree dive to get down to the runway. And my wife was screaming the whole time. It was really a fantastic experience. And then when they take off, they have to do spiral climb, just to get high enough. They have to do it in the sound, in the sound itself, just to get high enough to get over the peaks to go back east to Queenstown. Definitely a trip worth doing. It's the once in a lifetime if you can do it.
I've got a whole list of places I want to go visit, and none of the money to do it. So,
It's funny how that works, isn't it?
yeah, isn't that strange?
I completely lost my flight plan. I have no magenta lines at all.
Yeah, same with me.
Bizarre. I don't know. I may have put too many custom
I've got the points in
waypoints.
here.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't
in there too, but the
I don't have
magenta's
any
not showing
magenta
up.
line.
Yeah.
That happened to me the last flight, and
Is
it
that from turning off
Oh, I
just kind
remember
of
that.
came back on randomly. I don't remember that I did anything to really make it come back on. Just kind of did it on its own.
So
Oh,
we are in
weird.
Turkey now.
Yeah, we're in Turkey.
we
We
crossed.
crossed the border.
All right, another country. Chalk it up.
Check.
Getting into some snow here.
Fnargle said, "Do you have a white line?" Yes.
I have no line at all.
I don't have any white line. Yeah.
My line disappeared at the turn.
Yeah, same here.
So it'll probably happen to a lot of us.
It'll probably come back later.
Hopefully it comes back after the tunnels.
And the plane should still fly the route. I'm guessing when we hit that Lima Tango Bravo whiskey, it'll come back. That's my guess.
I think you're right.
Oh, chat went crazy.
Getting knocked around a little bit here.
Yeah, it's windy.
Pepper. See you, buddy. Sorry we missed you.
Who's leaving?
Shep left a few minutes
Oh,
ago.
did he? Sorry, Shep.
Bye bye, Shep.
Wheels is heading to Napa in February. His wife's going to be running a marathon.
Nice.
Sweet.
February. Oh, it should be good
That's a good
temperature at
excuse to
least.
travel.
Yeah, seriously.
Especially to Napa. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I see.
Sure,
I
how
like
you
it.
like? There you go.
It's simple, but it's nice. I mean, it's they fixed the CHT temperatures. That was just always going way up and staying up, and then they've got the carb temp actually works. I had to turn that on. Lost some power. So if they got some basic systems modeled, and it looks pretty, and sounds are okay. Flies really well though. It's very stable. I don't need autopilot. Just trimmed it out. So it's just slow. So I'm having to cut the corner here to just remotely try and stay with you guys. Oh yeah, I heard the Otter's getting a big update tomorrow.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I have literally not even opened it yet.
Too busy with that dog of
I
yours.
blame it on the dog.
Yeah.
He's wrecking my life.
Yeah, I took a quick peek through the wrecking my life. No time.
I just activated the leg to Lima Tango Bravo whiskey, and the magenta came back. So you were right.
I don't think that's an option in this little hacked up version. I don't know what this thing is.
Are you flying the 182 or what are you flying?
It's the 170.
Oh, the 170. Okay.
But it's like a hacked together version of a G3X kind of.
Okay.
But it doesn't. I don't think it has waypoint info. Select waypoint. I don't think there's any direct to.
Yeah, the other cool thing about this site, this tunnel site, is a lot of windmills, which is cool.
Oh boy.
What, right over top of the tunnels?
Yeah, it's like right on the hill, right next to the tunnels.
Oh, there. Oh, look at that.
Can you see them?
Yeah, I just zoomed in on little nav map. I didn't notice that before. They're
So
everywhere.
this hill that we're coming up on, that's where it's at?
Yeah, that's where
Right
that's
up.
where it is.
Oh, yeah.
Here
So
we go.
we're gonna land on the highway. Kind of estimate if we can make it through the tunnel, and then
So land on the highway, like to the west, right, where we've got lots of room.
Yeah, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, you can. As you get closer, you'll see the big highway that'll go through the tunnels, and just kind of pick your spot, I guess.
Fergus is gonna fit the twatter in the tunnel, he says. Someone's in a 777 in the distance. Prez Poppy Reed.
Oh yeah, I see that 777. Hutch, how'd it feel getting back? Hutch and I and Icy did some thicket. Who else was in there? 3 sheets. We did a little flying last night,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
Hutch finally got back in the 320 after months and months away.
How's it been working?
Good, actually. They've got the VNav working pretty well. Yeah,
VNav
they-
works, it's not automated, so there's a weird kind of caveat there, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, you can't just kind of import your flight plan and have all the constraints. You gotta manually put in the constraints, but once you do it, it's a pretty good job following. It's not perfect by any means. It's not super smooth, but it honors them.
Hopefully they get that fixed.
They
I
will.
think- yeah, they will eventually. They're just a ragtag crew, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and Bruno made a nice appearance. We're hanging out. for
Oh,
a
that's
while.
awesome. How's he doing?
Good. He's good. Brazil is hot, he said.
Yeah, he
But
said some
flying the
out
King
there.
Air a lot, and he's been back in X-Plane because he's been flying the Challenger 650, which he did a little tour of streaming, and holy crap, does that set a new bar for a complex add-on, man. It is insane.
Jared got
Oh,
wooed
man.
by the red light
No
district.
way, I couldn't. I tried landing on the highway. The crosswind is crazy. Abort, abort.
What is it, Rainman, down low?
It was like 23 knots,
Oh,
right crosswind.
Like straight from the north, right?
Yeah. I
And
saw
then
my
those crosswinds will continue in the tunnel, correct?
Yes, yeah, that's the crazy thing. That's why you can't even taxi in there.
Goodness.
I should have brought my C700.
Yeah, how is that mod going, Rainman? Are they
That's
continually? I know
It's
you love
amazing.
it.
Yeah, I really do. It's pretty good. I mean, Dak Fly and Nez, I guess his name is. It's they've kind of modified it off the working title, G3 and 5000.
I knew you were going to be in here, so I didn't spam your inbox. So there's 2 mods for it now, right? One for the plane itself, and now there's one for the Garmin. Is that how that is?
Yeah, the Dak Fly mod is the Flight Dynamics mod. You definitely want that one.
Right.
That's a game changer. And of course, you definitely want the working title. I think I sent you, Jared, a link. Did I send you a link to the NES modification?
You may have. When? Recently?
I thought so. Maybe not.
Oh, that was me, and I think you did.
Okay. Oh no, it was Hutch, right? I think I said it to
Yeah,
Hutch.
He thinks we're the same person, Jared. It's fun.
I know you guys are like brothers.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
call
Well,
him names.
listen, I
He's
can
my
only
American brother.
I can only handle 1-syllable names. Okay, so Hutch and Punch, I can handle
Punch,
that.
punch.
I still struggle with Carbon Prop. 2 syllables.
Alright,
Alright.
I did not download this like a dummy, so I'm just going to go in heading mode and circle
I am
around.
not landing here. I would love to hear if anybody makes it through the tunnel.
Fnargle is 854, 858 in the sim.
Oh, Raphael. He's in the. I don't know what bodies, and I think he made it through the first one there.
Did he fly through?
I think so.
Sticky Fish made it through the first, died in the second. Crosswind,
Yeah.
no joke, he says.
I mean, I
Robert.
tried it. I tried it with a Clear Skies preset, 0 wind, and I couldn't do it.
Oh, I got taken out by something there.
Yeah, it's
If you crash, expect a new flight plan from, what, Lima Tango Bravo Whiskey? It's not too
Yeah,
far
it's
off.
already up on the channel.
Perfect.
you definitely want to go through the right tunnel because that's where there's kind of a surprise scenery in there.
Oh boy. Rain Man, the second mod, the Nez mod, you said? Is that what it was
Yeah.
called?
Yeah.
That's the new one, right? Just
Well, it's
recently.
actually just a tweak of Dakfly's mod. So it's kind of 3 mods in one. It's the working title, it's Dakfly, and this Nez guy.
Gotcha. And you have links for all that?
Yeah.
If anyone wants to find it. Perfect. Magbetus made it, he says.
What?
Really?
Crazy.
That's
Oh,
incredible.
what? Is that your in-game name as well? I don't see that name anywhere.
Oh, Wolf. Oh, man. He
There's
had
a lot of
something
name
down there.
tags just going fast and then abruptly stopping down below me.
I just want to try and taxi through it if I can.
Oh, in-game Raphael 3327. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, that's I know he made it through the first one. I saw him fly through it. Well done, sir. Man, this crosswind is deadly though. Like, this is ridiculous.
What's in-game time right now?
I have
Uh,
8:58. Well, it should be 9, but I think that's
Like
wrong.
9
Can we start at 7 in-game?
Yeah.
So, should be, we've been going for an hour, basically. So, 8 a.m.
Okay. I think I had mine set wrong in the first place too.
Yeah, same. I'm going to fix that now. Other.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, this crosswind is stupid.
Oh, da-da-da-da.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Last second I was like, I need to go around. This is crazy. And
Jerry, you must have your time wrong too then, because you're way too bright.
really? Maybe,
If
maybe I'm
we
an hour
took off
ahead.
7 local, then you should be at 8 local. I think you're at 9, which is what I was at. Carbon was too.
Yeah, maybe. All right, journey. Download.
I see. Crap, forgot to install the mod. Oh, don't worry, I did the same thing. I had to restart the game really quick. That's what you get for flying airliners off stream.
So what time we got? Is it 8 o'clock?
Should be
Yeah.
8:02 roughly
Okay.
in game.
Raja.
So it
I
must
wanna
have
slip
been
back there.
super dark when we took off then.
This is an interesting perspective now, seeing what he flew through this.
Isn't it?
Like-
Amazing.
It's scary.
Yeah. And it was the second tunnel, not the shorter first one.
Ugh.
If you actually spawn in the sim to that location, you'll actually spawn inside the first tunnel.
Oh, where he did his run from?
No.
Oh, no.
The first one, he did his run in the second one, which is like, it's got to be like 2 or 3 times longer than the first one.
Well, I tried once. I guess that's enough.
Yeah. I
Let me make
think
sure
we got to pick up the bodies and the airplane parts and move on, maybe.
So we've been flying for 1 hour, right? Roughly?
Yeah. We probably got to get going or we're going to be up till...
The journey description, in-flight time 7 a.m. local. So 1 hour from there would be 8 a.m. local, right? Just in
Yeah.
case I'm doing math wrong. Okay.
I think I must have set it to 7 a.m. Universal.
Ah.
That's probably what happened.
So whatever time you put in the journey description, that should be the time of the airport that we take off from, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wait, Fnargle said we changed time zones. Is that
We
why the
changed
hours?
time zones? Oh, is that what's going on?
Is it actually? I
I'm so confused.
was gonna say it must have been pitch black when we left. So the game actually simulates time zone change?
So maybe it is 9 a.m.
It was almost sunrise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so it
Time
should
zone
be.
changed. Okay.
That's weird.
Okay,
Like-
on to LTBW.
I feel like we should have definitely had that happen to us more than
So did anybody make it?
I
To the
think
second one?
just
one person
Mag
chat?
Magmetus?
Magnetus.
Magmetus.
Awesome.
A ridiculous
Well,
crosswind.
congratulations.
Yeah, really.
I either hit a light pole or a concrete barrier or something. Took me out.
Yeah.
Alright, I think I'm finally caught up to everyone. Well, so are we full stop at this airport for catch up or?
Yeah, we can regroup. Sure.
Alright,
Oh
come
no.
in blind.
Oh gosh. Okay. Okay.
Fullest tank.
My magenta line is working again. I don't know if you guys got yours going.
Yep.
I'm in the tunnel.
Alright,
Driving through it?
Yeah.
someone figure out what bloody time it is. I already did this math, you guys are confusing me now. We took off 7 a.m. local from whatever that first airport is. We've been in the air for 1 hour. That feels like the easiest math ever. But I could be wrong.
Oh, I don't know if that command is working.
Oh, no,
Did I do
no,
that
no,
wrong?
no.
No, I think that's what he put, right? Or is it Jer? Let me see.
Oh, gosh.
Tower, this is Ghost Rider requesting a flyby.
Super, your things aren't working. Mayday. Yeah, exclamation punch. Are the other ones not working?
I haven't tried them.
Who's it on? It's on me right now. You can try switching it to you.
Didn't he disable one last week or something? For
Oh,
punch?
that'd be hilarious. Sounds like something that would be done.
Man, this crosswind is crazy.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What's that?
We started at 5 UTC and it's now 6 UTC.
Is there an obstacle up here? This is not good.
Sure looks like it. Off.
That's awesome, Jer.
Ah, no, no, no.
No one incriminates themselves quite like Jared does.
You have a long drive.
Can you just slew like out of there through the
No,
top
if
right
you
here?
try and slew it, like, it's like super glitchy.
Huh.
Although I don't know what's gonna happen here. Is this a fire truck? What is happening up here? Oh. Excuse me, sir. Coming through. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, yep. Bit of a weather change
Whoa.
right at the airfield. Sweet. Alright, 3036. $21 not cross.
What's going on there, Chair?
I have no idea. Okay.
Jeez, this is a short. Come on, airplane, settle down.
So no one made it through the second tunnel. Is that right?
Someone said they made it through. I don't know if that means both or one though. But it was Magbutus? Magbutus? However you say
Well,
that.
if you did, sir, congratulations. That
Yeah.
tunnel, driving through it is long.
Yeah.
Like, that is impressive.
Yeah, he made the second tunnel once, he said.
Oh, what happened? What is going on?
Dicky Fish did a practice run today, made it through both with no wind. Oh, let me get my spotlight off. Sorry, I see.
Nice landing, Wolf.
Looks like everyone's down.
Yeah,
You ready to go?
Anywhere?
I think so.
Putting in.
All
Yep.
right.
Alright. Good thing I went all the way around to the park.
That is fun.
On the roll. Jeez.
I thought it'd be something different to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, it was fun.
Ooh, I almost winged over on takeoff because of that crosswind. Not good.
Yeah. Same here. Wow.
Scary. Wind, not nice.
Oh.
Kev, you think you'd learn with your experience, Kev, and not let that happen again.
Man, that wind.
Yeah, this is one of those not gracefully blended METARs, is it?
No. I'm hoping we hear some stuff, some major weather stuff on Wednesday during the Q&A.
So we're kind of on the outskirts of Istanbul now?
Right. So there's actually a new airport. If you, I mean, it's still active, but LTFM, which is kind of north, that's kind of an international airport. But the scenery for that was terrible. It was just like, I don't even think there was any parking. It was terrible. So I thought we would kind of do the southern route over the kind of the coastal Istanbul city. There's some mosques and palaces and other things. So that seemed like a better route. But really, this whole green area, like from LTFM north to the coast there, that's an entire area is like Istanbul. It's huge.
Cool. I'm getting icing. Anybody else getting ice?
I did a couple times here and there, but it went away just as quick as it came.
My carb heat of cold.
I have no idea what this really tall structure is.
Right on our left here.
Yeah, I looked on Google Maps. It doesn't even show up. So I don't know if that's from like 2001: Space Odyssey, and I'm not sure what that is. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm getting icing.
Yeah, I'm getting icing now too.
There's
What's
no
the
anti-ice in this thing.
What's the temperature?
The highway goes by, whatever this is. Oh, there is a tower there.
Yeah, there's some kind
It's
of tower. But what is it?
NDEM ENDEM
Huh,
TV.
Okay.
So it's a
Interesting.
TV transmitter, I think.
Okay.
Oh, I looked the wrong way. Where are you?
So this
looking at?
airport, this is a new airport, Ankara. I think it's only commissioned for business and cargo. I don't believe it's actually a stall runway. It actually says stall on the STOL on the runway, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Short takeoff and landing. The one the larger runway I think is what they use for cargo and biz, but the other two runways are pretty short.
Well, that's cool.
So Rain Man, did you tour through Turkey as well when you were over there?
A little bit. My wife has been through it several more times than I have.
Yeah.
It's just so much to see.
Yeah.
But I got a taste of the culture, and which is similar to the Bulgarian culture, but a different language. So go figure. They're next door neighbors, and they speak completely different languages. Typical of Europe, right? I mean.
Yep.
But the food is amazingly similar.
All right, get all leaned out.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about the south of Turkey as well, down in where was that? Antalya? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Antalya?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not really familiar with that down there.
This crosswind is getting insane. 15 degrees crabbed right now.
Yep.
The barrel changed quite a bit too. 30.36.
And
3036.
Yep. Can confirm.
Nargle ANTALYA. It's on the Mediterranean coast. ANTALYA, yeah. Oof. Man, this is densely populated, eh?
Yeah, I think I can't remember the population, but it's a huge city, very sprawling city.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
When I flew this the other day, there was no snow, so that's new. Cool.
What, -4, -5 Celsius?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's calling 0 on the ground.
Yeah.
At the airport. Wow. Who would have thought? So did you say that the airport we're going to now is the new one?
Yeah, this is the new one. I think it
Okay.
opened. I don't remember exactly. Only a few years ago.
Cool.
I'll just let the wind push me downwind, I guess. Can't tell, is this parallel runways right here?
Yep.
Yeah, those are the two stall runways. If you look on the end, you can see it's STOL spelled out. That was surprising when I flew over it.
These clouds are instant icing.
Yeah.
Are they? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Stay low.
Alright, landing lights on, full tank. Landing checklist complete.
You doing 3-3 left or right?
One of them.
One of them.
We should
Wait.
probably just TNG here, right? Because
Yeah.
we got quite a ways to go.
Let's see, we got a nice headwind.
I'm going runway 5. I'm taking the crosswind.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's dying off though. Lower
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
All right.
A little bit.
Runway 5. Landing light on.
Landing checklist complete. Chair.
Yes, sir.
2 red, 2 white.
Roger. Two red, two white.
Don't mind me, Carmen. Just gonna sneak in front of you here.
Oh yeah, there we go.
On the roll.
So try a little bit of a lower altitude on the way out. It's gonna be messy.
Lost my magenta lines again. Yeah, the next point of interest is the Sultan Mosque.
And again, these are all places that you've been to, right?
No, I haven't. I haven't been to these points of interest.
Gotcha.
Places of interest.
Sultan Mosque, wow. Fancy buildings.
Right.
I wonder what this place is we're flying over. It's like a little, I wouldn't call it a peninsula, but I guess it's a boat dock connected to
This thing
I don't know
coming
if
out right in front of us?
it's like a park or something like that. I just see it in a little nav map.
See you, Fergus. Thanks for flying, man.
Hey, Ferg.
Hey man.
Sorry, Carmen.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what this place is, if it's just a city park or something else.
Just right in front of you right there.
Yeah.
Definitely got some unique geometry going on. Do we know what this is right here, Rainman? That you just flew over the top of? You're muted. Uh-oh, do we lose the tour guide? Rayman, you're muted. Did anything come up on little nav map for that spot?
Yeah, it's not in English, so I'm not sure what it translates to.
Roger.
Yeah, I don't know.
We might be in trouble with some weather here.
Don't say
Oh,
I've
we're
no
all
nav
gonna
equipment in
be
this
popsicles.
Yeah.
I don't think we can just fly under this, boys. This is trouble. Severe
The
trouble.
mosque and the palace are incredibly detailed. Great,
Oh, there's
great
Rayman.
scenery.
Do you know what
Oh,
that?
wow.
Yeah, those are great models.
Is that default Azobo stuff?
Yeah, definitely, because I
Yeah.
did not download anything for this.
Nice. That's cool. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Cool.
That's definitely one of their better efforts.
That's why we do these flights. Back up to 30 knot crosswind. Woof.
I'm at 1,000 feet. It's only 14 knots.
Okay.
Better check the barrel though. Yeah.
Ooh.
3036 still.
Man, this city is big, eh?
Huge.
Oh, there's some icing coming in. What are you doing down there, Kev?
What's your altitude, Jer?
1,000 feet. 1,300.
Yeah.
What is he doing down there? What a guy.
Is this a palace?
Yeah, what was that? Whoa. Okay. Lens distortion, not favorable. Am I gonna hit a bridge twice?
Parked up for the night. Alright, let's get close to this mosque.
BFL Sean, what's up, man?
Hey, man.
Flying anywhere tonight?
Hey.
Hey, bud.
Hey, Abad. Look at that.
Are you know? Carbon, what was that building we just flew over? It was like the
Not
only
sure.
building that wasn't generic looking for a second there.
The one I just flew over is
Yeah, because I'm like 200 feet behind you, maybe, if that.
Istanbul Justice Palace?
Like a what, justice palace? Like a court building or something?
I don't know. Let me see what it says here. Galen Justice Palace, the courthouse, inaugurated in July 2011, so it's fairly new. Yeah, courthouse.
Nice. Lucky guess, I guess.
Look at that thing.
Oh, have a good night, Kev.
See you,
I
Kev.
don't believe that for a second.
Roger that.
My bad, Carbon. Did not realize I had the spotlight on still.
I was wondering who was behind me.
500.
Ah.
Danger. Danger.
I'm getting some icing now again.
Are you?
At 1,500.
500.
Wow, you don't fade out till I get very close.
Yeah, they fixed that in the Reno update.
I mean, we would have crashed, but my fuselage is literally like right next to Carbon. I could smack him in the head if I wanted to.
All right, so this is the old courthouse, huh?
Looks good, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, the modeling or the photogrammetry is amazing.
Do you think we're gonna need to have to climb here, Carbon? Not much, though.
I keep getting the 500 call out, so I'm gonna stay here for the time being, I think.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do 12. Most.
Air Hauler 2 for MFSFs, nice. I haven't tried that, but I've heard good things. I keep saying I gotta try Neofly. Everyone raves about it. Alright, I gotta stay low here. Dodge this freezing fog.
I'm like 500 above, up on the hill, and it's IMC pretty much here.
Oh, goodness.
Have you guys heard about this new TV show? I think it's Apple TV.
Yellow
It's
Jacket.
the Shrink Next Door. Got Will Ferrell in it.
Oh,
Will Ferrell?
No, I haven't heard that.
Yeah,
I
it's
do
called
like
The
me some
Shrink
Will
Next
Ferrell.
Door. I haven't watched or anything. I'm just
There's another
kinda
big,
curious.
like a couple big names in that besides him, right? The husband and the wife as well. I want to say.
See if I can find.
I've gotta check that out. Is it just a pure comedy?
It says comedy drama. It's a mini series, so it's only one season.
Okay.
Paul Rudd, Will Ferrell, Catherine
Mhm.
Hahn,
Yep.
Casey
okay.
Wilson, Cornell Womack.
That was good until you said Cornell.
So you said what?
I do remember watching the trailer for that, though. It did look very good.
Oh yeah, 1,000 feet is not enough.
Yeah,
I just looked back at my screen and it's about to hit the trees.
Yeah. I haven't iced though so far. Have you?
Nope, it's been good so far. I'm gonna try 1,200 like you.
Oh man, this airport coming up, LTBX.
Mhm.
It's in like a blizzard.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I can't even find the airport.
The winds are kind of from where? East.
Oh, look at this viaduct. I gotta go under this thing.
What'd you find?
Big ol' bridge. That's a nice one.
Oh, that is a good one.
Yeah, the runway at LTBX is snow covered.
Alrighty.
Yeah, the viz is not great, is it?
No.
Hey, Redman, did you want to take a few moments and tease anything about what's going to be happening soon? Or do you want to leave it as a mystery?
Oh, I think as soon as I catch my breath and land at this crazy airport, I'll say something.
During our next cruise? We can talk a little bit about it.
Oh my goodness.
I never did find anything to make that work, by the way, Jar. FYI.
No, you didn't, eh?
No. Not the way you wanted it to, at least.
Discord's a little weird with their like update and
500.
yeah.
Light IFR, huh? Ticket? That's all you're calling for?
Rintwin, welcome to the channel.
Is this
He says this looks amazing. I'm assuming he's talking about the sim.
not talking
my
about the
face.
weather?
What's up,
Is
man?
this a slide and glide, or are we full stop here?
I did a touch and go.
Yeah.
I'm on my way. It's a long haul to Lima Tango Alpha Sierra.
Roger that.
Any breaks in the clouds to get above them, or are we? pretty
You're
stiff?
you're gonna be, you're gonna land in the blizzard at LTBX.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not getting around this, Jar. Jeez, that building on final is not very small, is it?
I almost hit it. Imagine living in that building.
Buildings. And we're out of here.
But I guess I could say a little something about the FSA mission.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, a lot of guys are involved in working on this, planning this. Incredible participation from a lot of folks. Amazing. It's going to be an awesome mission, I think.
Yeah.
It's due to start, I'll say, toward the end of February. So we've got it's about a month away. The duration will be about a week, and it will be
Similar in style to some of our previous ones.
Yeah,
but there's
right.
some really, really cool things going to be happening with this
There's
one.
some cool, there's some cool custom things that are going on, and some interesting scenery and interesting airports.
Yeah.
Should be a lot of fun. Hopefully, folks, join the airline and can participate. That would be awesome.
Well, yeah, I think it'll bring out a few more for sure.
Yeah.
Having a good time there, Jar?
Yeah, this is great. Buzzing all these houses.
Nothing like fog, and then nothing like blinding fog on Carbon.
Oh yeah, this is great.
And Rayman, we're going to try a couple more things that were because of some feedback from the previous ones, and which will help some of the reporting, right?
Right.
A little more accurate reporting, real time.
Yeah, that's the plan. It's tough after all the different flights to try to compile all the data. I know Jer pulls his hair out.
It's fun. I enjoy doing it, but yeah, it's.
But still, it's a lot of work.
It's not the most efficient, yeah, and it's not real time, and so.
Right. So the plan would be to have some kind of a real-time spreadsheet where people could just enter their payload, like a shared drive or something, where people could enter their payloads and cargo and passengers and log their flight. It's going to be a lot more efficient. Then also people will know what flights remain from leg to leg.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be kind of the master spreadsheet, and you can just peruse that and then decide what you want to do.
Exactly.
Am I in airplane heaven? What's going on here? It's just like bright white clouds everywhere.
And we're also trying to make it a mix of, so there'll be some airline opportunities, some large jets, some biz jets. Mainly, though, I think, props and turbos for cargo between the different legs. Should be a lot of fun.
It'll be fantastic for those who got the Twin Otter and the Kodiak.
Yeah, one thing I found out about the Twin Otter is they don't have pop-out avionics. They don't have pop-out screens.
Yeah, right.
So I was going to get it, but because I have a home cockpit and I kind of pop out screens, that'd be kind of tough for me to fly, I think.
Yeah.
But the Kodiak is fantastic. I'm glad I got that, actually.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm gonna go up to at least 5,000 for this leg. Not sure if that's high enough though.
I don't have a temperature. Actually, you know what? I think I do.
So it should be about like -2, -3 for you at that altitude.
I'm afraid of freezing.
I'm just dragging trying to climb though.
Any of you guys icing up at all?
I have a little bit of ice. I'm at 1200. Little bit of ice.
Yeah, I had very light icing just during some clouds on the way up to 5,000. But it melted pretty much as soon as I was out of them. Also, icy is icy, if you're wondering.
This landscape looks so different. When I set up the plan, there was no snow, even with live weather. So
Yeah,
it
they
looks
must have
so
stepped up on
different.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared, can your tiny little airplane even climb this high?
I don't know. Where are you trying to get to?
I'm going to 9,000 now.
Oof. I think I'm just gonna keep doing this as long as I can, anyways. I have no idea if there's mountains up here.
Low rolling terrain, just like what you've already been flying over.
Yeah. I'm just gonna stick to the ground.
Roger. Alright, cloud tops are ranging from, what, 6,000 to 7,000 at the most, looks like.
Are you getting a worse headwind or more of a tailwind? Anything like
Lighter winds right now, so I'm just through 6,900, nice. And it's 072 at 14 knots.
that? Okay.
I feel like the wind is getting less and less the higher I go, which feels backwards.
Oh, I forget. Do I need to switch tanks in this thing? Nope. Nice. Oh, there's a nice radio tower.
Yeah, that comes out of nowhere.
So that's Carbon. That tower's in. I love VFR, right? Region 1, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you, those mods are great. It
They
really adds some diversity to the scenery, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a question that's on the dev Q&A is Black Shark still involved, and what's the plan? Because that's something I'm really curious about.
Mm-hmm.
Because with their AI, they could add a lot, but I don't know. They added a few things in the beginning, like these hydro poles, but there's been really nothing for the last like 8 months.
I'm not familiar with them. Are they like a design group or something, or a company?
Yeah, so it's their AI tech that generates all the 3D buildings.
Oh, okay.
Based on the flat imagery. So, and then they've added some archetypes and the Nordic update and some different building types. But
is that the same as Black Shark? Because I thought Black Shark.
Yeah, that's Black Shark.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Black Shark. Okay.
Did I say something else?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's Black Shark. So that's one of the questions that's I think got quite a number of votes. So hopefully the last that. Look at the color of this. This is crazy.
Jerry, you and I could not have different views right now.
I just looked at yours. That is crazy.
I mean,
this
I'm just
mad
very
color.
Oh wow.
This pale yellow. I've never seen it like this.
Looks amazing up there, Hutch.
Yeah, it looks really nice up there, Hutch.
12 knots of wind.
How did you get up there and not ice up?
I got light icing just through some clouds as I climbed, but as soon as you get out of the cloud, it pretty much melts off.
I don't see any clouds. I just see just nothing.
Yeah,
I didn't ice up in the fog at all. That was fine.
Yeah, I'm at 2,000. I've got icing, but I think you're going to need like 2,500 to get over these hills coming up.
Blasphemy.
Oh man, major icing. Yikes.
Climb.
I got to get my scraper out here in a minute.
I don't know if you guys can see SDO 91 or wheels, but Looks like where they're at, the fog is lifted. Just some scattered clouds.
Okay.
Carbon, do you have what sim time do you have on?
I put it an hour ahead. I've got
Okay.
9:43.
Okay, yeah, I got 8:44. Okay. Yeah, because I still see like a lot of yellow sunrise here.
I feel like I'm in like northern Norway with all this snow and
Really surprising.
crazy. So have you guys gotten to, what is that, Kilo Oscar yet?
No, 20 miles.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 15 out. A lot of icing. 2,500.
Roger.
Yeah, it's starting to break up here. It's looking pretty good.
So, Carbon, what's the general direction do you think we'll be traveling? Will we go a little bit more south, or like toward India, Himalayas, or what are you thinking?
So we're gonna go. Where was it here? There was sort of like a hilly range. I can't remember. Anyway, where are we there? I think we'll go a little bit more east and then start heading southeast.
Mm-hmm.
Down through Iraq, Kuwait, and then down to the UAE, into Dubai, and then from Dubai cross over into Iran, probably through Pakistan, and then up into the into Nepal.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Those are going to be some epic flights.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe. Poor little xCubs.
Gonna get a workout.
Yep. Yeah, I think if we keep going east a bit, there's some good mountains in Iraq and things that kind of head through the middle. And you can probably follow that range down south.
Yeah, but so first we're gonna head kind of south then, right? Pretty much south. Southeast.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to do that next, or are you going to keep going east along the Black Sea, or just head south?
I think probably go a little bit more east if we can. It depend. I guess it'll depend on what airports are available.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit more inland. And then once we get to some interesting terrain, then we can start heading down.
Yeah.
To the southeast. Yeah.
After this airport that we're going to end up at, if you just go east, I mean, you can buzz the Black Sea, but there's not a whole lot of airports east.
Mm-hmm. Pretty sparse.
Very sparse. So, I think maybe the idea of like southeast.
Yeah. There's lots of good ones inland there, so that's probably where we'll go.
Almost toward Kuwait, like straight down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, somewhere around there.
Do that fast enough. Maybe.
And if anybody listening, if you're interested in developing any flight plans along the way, it doesn't have to be right away. It could be when we, get to a country you're interested in going to. Just let me know, and then you can have at it.
Have at her, bud.
Yeah, sticky fish. I'm wondering with Tibet if maybe we switch to Caravan, Kodiak, Twin Otter sort of thing for a little while. I don't know.
Take the xCub apart, break it down, and throw it in the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're good to what, 17,000, right? They can go?
I think they're limited to 13?
14 for the Cub.
Is it 14?
14? Okay.
That's not going to get us very far.
No, not really. I think I
Barely
saw
the f-
one airport at like nearly 12,000 feet.
Oh, man,
So
that's
Yep.
crazy.
Will says, "Count me in, love little Navnet."
Nice.
awesome.
Ah, here we go.
Carbon a message.
We're clear. Oh, and I'm icing. Get back down.
It won't last. Shouldn't last long.
No. Some nice ski hills. Come on. Come on, putter. Putt, putt, putt. You can do it.
All right, guess we'll begin our descent.
This is some nice landscape.
Yeah.
Down into TKO.
What's that?
Said I guess I better begin my descent down into TKO here. While Jared just skis along the ground.
I guess Turkey's border goes on for quite a while, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a pretty big country. Surprisingly sparse airports, though. I thought there would be more in the sim. At least north. I think.
That's happened quite a few times in
Yeah.
certain countries where they have a really beautiful landscape and there's just like no airports. Whereas in the US, where you have that same opportunity, there's lots of landing sites,
Right.
just way more developed.
It's probably
guess
it's probably
might-
market driven, right?
Yeah, it would depend on how much GA traffic there is.
Right. Man, that sun is blinding.
I need to get rid of those Bijan masks. Doing the.
Oh,
weird-
they're kind of weird, eh? Like tile or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more noticeable when you're in outside view, for sure.
Water isn't pressurized. Yeah, that's true. We could do supplemental oxygen. Cheat the system.
Almost coming up to day 100, eh?
Are we really? What are we at?
96.
Yeah.
I would have not guessed that number.
We want to regroup here at TKO or just keep going?
We can do a regroup. Why not?
Because I don't think there's an airport after this until the final destination.
Yeah, we got a pretty good little split group here. Might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I was not expecting to see snow.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
Let's just go ahead and dead stick
This
our
might be
way.
it for a while. Snow, so enjoy it.
Alright, Kane, punch way back there. See if we can just do a controlled fall into the field here.
Man, I had way too much trouble landing at that airport.
trees are pretty tall at the threshold here.
Alright, throw out the parachute. Speed brakes.
Yeah, I'm totally missing all the chat on Twitch. The thing is not working. I don't know why.
Oh, good, brother.
So
And
feel
we're-
free to say bad things about me on chat because I can't see it.
We'll read them back for you.
Yeah, just read them. Don't censor either.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
You must be close by, are you, Jer? Not too far?
Yep, coming.
I see
in the
Punch
city
like he's like 800 feet off the ground or something.
here.
Super is what? Nearly 12,000 feet up? Is he?
Is he really?
I
Oh,
think
he's frozen again.
Get out of the
Oh,
See,
clouds, right?
all
We
right.
don't
I'm
have
gonna try
much
and
left,
split
do
this
we?
here.
Oh, we got a really long leg coming up, it looks like. Is that right?
Yeah.
57 miles?
744.
And
So it'll be like 100 miles.
Yeah.
Just
okay.
cruising along.
yeah, it's
We'll see what trouble we can get ourselves into.
there's no airport in between, unfortunately.
Totally fine.
Oh, nice landing, icy. Thicket, nice one.
Jer, what are you doing?
I had that cleared.
Somebody needs a flight plan.
Please.
This guy.
I had it cleared.
Minio, nice.
Ugh.
Alrighty. There's the plan.
Thanks, sir.
No
All
problem.
right. Ding, 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 ding. Downloads.
Sometimes you just gotta, right?
Sometimes you just gotta.
I see Token Brown and the Wolf coming in. And Super is frozen up in the clouds.
Super is a frozen angel.
Super, take it up to 17,000. Let's see if it's if that's the max.
Carbon, do you remember the hotkey to toggle the pedos?
Shift H.
There you go.
Yeah. That should be heat.
Token Brown, no pressure. All eyes are on you.
Don't screw it up.
Looking good, looking good. Oh,
nice.
yeah. Greased it. Now Wolf.
Nice.
Oh, little bounce. Bouncy, bouncy. All right.
Punch, are you loaded in? Or are we good to?
Yep. Yeah. I see.
We're good to go, right?
Yep.
All right. Here we
We
go.
got a long haul.
All right. Let's do it.
Oh, punch loaded in on the other end. Classic. There we go.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can get into.
I'm gonna climb back up, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking, where are we going over here? What's some stuff here? Nice, fairly mountainous.
Yeah,
I
it's
think I'll climb too. It'll get some nice views up there.
what's the weather like, Carbon? Do you know what the weather is over those hills, those mountains coming up?
Let me see what it's doing. Clouds and precip.
A little bit of icing.
So
1,500 feet on the way out there.
there's a band of icing supposed to be up over the Black Sea, and then it goes to just cloud coverage. I think that cloud is supposed to be around 3,000 feet. Shouldn't be
Is
too
that
bad.
Bottoms or tops? Sorry.
The bottoms.
Roger. Yeah, these ones right here are about 25. It's not far off.
So other than the Twatter, what are some new planes coming out?
Oh, Jerry, you have any ideas there?
Airliners or GA? Airliners is the PMDG 737, maybe coming out within a few months, maybe.
Few
Could be.
months? Is that what you just said?
Yeah. What do you think? You think
I
before?
said early March at the latest.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm hearing people who've been involved with PMDG for a while be like, it could be another year. I've heard another month. I don't know. But that's the big airliner. That's going to be probably the next one.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Phoenix A320 is going to be coming out anytime soon.
Was anybody doing a Q400?
Somebody was.
I
Yes.
would love to get one of those.
That would be great. It's a good question. I don't know. Icy would know.
Majestic?
They did it in X-Plane, right?
Yeah, it says to be developed for MSFS,
Nice.
but waiting for SDK improvements.
Is
Yeah.
Icy thinks PMDG will not going to be another year.
Yeah, I think a lot of this, like we were talking about, what was it, yesterday, Jer?
Mm-hmm.
Is Mathis's fault.
Oh.
Every time there's like even a little bit of not positive news, it makes everyone feel like, well, tack on 3 more months.
Right. Well, even, I mean, between the, the 5 and 700 came out in March, and then I remember it because I was very much looking forward to the 900, them saying 8 to 12 weeks, and it was like another 8 months before the 900 came out. And I mean, other than the model, absolutely the same, right? So
Seemed like it, for sure.
could just be marketing stuff more than anything else. They were trying to keep a cadence, but I don't know.
I wonder too if they waited for the 500, 700 like sales to die down.
Right. And then try and get
And
like
they're
a
like,
new.
okay, now throw it out there.
Yeah, I think it was a marketing
That,
thing.
that seems like a Mathis thing to do.
C185. Who's doing that one? Sean? Yeah, I don't know of many GA stuff. I'm still looking forward. Well, I was gonna get the Porter, but there was the Milvis Porter I know is out, and then who was the other one that was doing it? FSG has been working on it forever, and I was following the development of that one because I do like the Porter. I don't have one. But Carbon, you have the Milvis Porter, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Do you fly it very much?
I haven't had time.
I've heard really good things about it, but
yeah, it's not too bad. I think the Steam version would be more fun.
yeah.
And I don't think they've released that yet, although they are working on it.
Yeah. Icy saying love to have a 180 or 185 very detailed. Yeah, it would be nice to have a super high fidelity GA like that.
Yeah.
Did you not like the Piper?
No, I like the Piper.
You don't think it's to that level though?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty close.
I mean, what does it?
I like the Arrow a lot. I haven't flown in a while. That should fly that. That is something we could take up in the Himalayas. The turbo, it'd be kind of nuts.
I'm not T-tailing up the Himalayas.
Dude, flying that thing through France was so fun.
You're a freaking psychopath for that. All right, constant stalls.
The detail is tough. Man, this little Cessna 170 is having a heck of a time climbing.
So I'm at just about to level off at 10,000 and only 9 knots of headwind.
I think when we get to Nepal and the Himalayas, I think the Kodiak.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be like a perfect plane.
I think so too. Like that's what I'll be taking.
Yeah, me too.
Jared, is there a non-T-tail turbo?
Yes.
Thought so.
But
Jared just only likes to fly the T-tail though, because he's a psycho.
The challenge of the T-tail.
If you had time to fly right now, Carbon, on your free time, what would you be flying and where?
The Twin Otter. Probably BC.
Yeah.
Just up and down all over.
Yeah.
Mockmel.
Yeah.
Rivers Inlet.
Trying to put it places it shouldn't go.
Right, are we still talking about flying, or?
Maybe.
It's after 9.
Nuclear power plant over there.
Which way?
Where?
To the left of track.
Oh yeah, down by that little pond almost? Frozen pond? I see the silos.
There is this frozen pond, yeah.
There, I didn't know whose screen was up.
Where is
right
it?
down there.
Where?
I got it on my screen.
Yep.
And it is on satellite too, so that's the real deal.
So do you think that's Black Shark modeling those, or I Love VFR?
I think it's I Love VFR.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I've seen Black Shark do that anywhere else.
Yeah, it must be I Love VFR. All those, that looks pretty accurate.
So do they have a paid version of the I Love VFR? Or is all that still freeware?
It's all, yeah, or just donationware, I guess.
I mean, it's amazing how much detail they put in. I mean, I don't know if is that somehow AI generated or something, or are they placing those?
I think that they get the data from somewhere, so there would be like a database of where all of these towers and stuff would be, and then somehow they're running it through and having it placed. I don't know that they do them all manually. That would be a heck of a job.
Yeah,
That'd be
nightmare.
crazy, right? But it's so accurate. It's just amazing.
Snargle says he's been doing a bush trip with the twatter all along the Rockies. It's pretty good.
Oh, nice.
The good old Rockies.
Oh man.
Welcome back, Chair.
Yeah, they should be announcing the next world update tomorrow or Wednesday. Should be interesting.
Carinado is doing the C185, says BFL Sean.
Cool. Well, that's who did the C170.
We like Carinado, don't we? I can't keep track of all these.
I mean, yeah. Not the deepest airplanes in the world, but they look good and they usually fly good.
That's
Fly
right,
well.
because wasn't there a Carinado Arrow that people didn't love as much or something?
Yes. Yeah, there was.
And
It
then
came out
Just
around the
Flight
same
did it
time as the
better.
Just Flight one, so yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They look great. They've got lots of click spots and
Like
you know,
model
door-
animations, right?
Yeah, model animations and doors and static elements, and they look great. They fly well.
It's just the system's depth then?
Systems are always, and then they tend to. I mean, although I gotta say they put out an update just. Oh, did I freeze? On Thursday, and updated all their planes. So.
So how successful is the flight simulator on Xbox? I mean,
Sounds like it's doing awesome from the way they've been talking about it.
It's been what?
I said it sounds like it's been doing awesome the way they've been talking about it.
Really?
Well, especially now they've got the hardware. You really, I think you know you need that, and
Right.
PMDG is really pushing to have the. I know the DC-6 got pulled, but they're gonna get that back on the marketplace, and if they can get the 737 on the marketplace, on the Xbox marketplace, that's just gonna be good for everyone, good for the community, get more
I would
people
not hold
involved.
my breath on that one.
What's that?
I would not hold my breath for the 737. Yeah.
Where's this power plant?
There's a couple like frozen looking ponds. It should be down like low 11 o'clock if you're on track.
I'm just to the left of track, but
If you're left of track, then it should be like right under you. It was not far off of track.
are though. Maybe clouds are in the way. Almost a 10.
I swear they published an Xbox user number count, didn't they? At one point? Do you remember that in like a dev Q&A or anything, Jer?
Xbox user count? Not really.
I remember they said they had like 1 million users, but that was obviously a mix. But it included Xbox, I thought.
And how popular have the Reno races been anyway? I haven't bought any of those.
I don't think very popular, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody on Twitch doing it, that's for sure. Outside of that first day.
Yeah.
I noticed they cut the price a lot.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Well, relatively speaking. I think the full package when it came out was like $99. I think it's now $49.
Oh. That is a lot. What's
Or
your
59 maybe, something like that.
Alright, there we go. Leveling off.
What are you leveling off at?
10.
Yeah. Only got 6 knots of headwind now. At 10,000.
Yeah.
Are you at 10,000, Carbon? Oh, Carbon walked away. Never mind.
Why are you guys way up there?
Getting the view, get less headwind.
Hello.
Cloud. There's Carbon.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Oh, there they are. Look at that. Yeah,
Fine.
that's.
Oh, it
they've
says my
got
camera
wheel
went offline.
That's the VFR because they've got the animated smoke.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
That's pretty cool.
But I think do you see that only with windy things, or is that part of the VFR?
No, 'cause I don't have windy things.
Oh, okay.
Windy things. What are you cruising at, Carbon? Altitude?
I've got a ground speed of 114 right now.
Sorry, what altitude though?
7,500.
What's your headwind down there?
8 knot headwind, 4 knot cross.
That's not bad.
I'm at 45. I only have a six head, 5 cross. Seems like it's cleared up.
Yeah, definitely. Barrow hasn't changed, so that's good.
No. I was going to take us along. I think I mentioned I was going to take us along the Black Sea, but it was like barren. There were like a couple little towns. That's it.
Not ideal.
No. I thought we'd get maybe some more weather up here in the mountains. More challenging weather. Plus, it's definitely dead stick territory.
Don't say that.
I'm not suggesting it. I'm not name dropping or
25 minutes to climb up here.
Kind of
I would glide forever.
Yeah, you could glide to the destination from there.
I have no idea what I'm grounding. I feel like I'm going very slow.
You got 122.5 ground.
You're faster than me. My ground is 118 at 4,500.
That jet stream for you, right?
Oh, ground speed. Doesn't tell me what I'm grounding, but it says ground speed.
Why don't you just tell me the speed you want?
Why don't you just tell me what you want to watch? What were some of those movies, Touch?
Oh, yeah, right. I'll never be able to guess that.
It starts with a P. Prognosis negative. For prognosis negative, press 1.
Which theater? Why don't you just tell me?
Love Seinfeld.
I don't think anyone's been able to do physical comedy like that since him.
The Michael Richards, yeah.
He's a special guy.
Just like, how would you even match that, you know? Oh, Rochelle.
Oh yes, Rochelle.
Token with the trivia knowledge there.
A young girl's erotic journey from Milan to Minsk.
Gee.
Rochelle. That is the one show that I will always go back to. It is my comfort food. Just any time of the day.
Just watched the one where George is trying to break up with his girlfriend or fiance.
Yeah.
So that he can date the one actress. Oh, what's her name? Because she likes fat, bald guys.
Oh, yeah.
He has like the good date on the park bench. He's like, well, I'm kind of engaged.
My go-to is old school Monty Python.
Oh, yeah.
Love anything Monty Python.
Yeah.
So good.
That reminds me, I have to put the Holy Grail on my to-do list. My watch list.
That is
It's
a classic.
great. This one, yeah, I think it's my favorite.
Yeah, me too.
Well, that's not good.
What?
My engine sounds terrible suddenly.
Your engine?
Yeah,
Your,
like,
your steam instruments are freezing.
all glass over here, sir. But yeah, my RPMs, nothing is like showing anything wrong. I think my sounds are just like just went buggy.
Airspeed, miles per hour. Airspeed is about 109 miles per hour. Indicating 98. I have no idea what I'm grounding.
This long haul could be worse. We could have like a 20 knot headwind. Lucky we don't.
Oh, I can see in the little nav map. I'm grounding 97.
Jeez, are you really?
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
You might catch us one day if we have a layover.
Just putting along.
Meet you at Nepal.
Oh, it's a nice little tour. Look at this plane. So pretty.
Why'd you pick that plane tonight?
He recently did updates for all the Caronado planes, so I just wanted to see. There was a couple bugs, and it looks like they're all fixed, but they're beautiful models. Like, his planes look great.
Now, did the doors open on that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything opens.
It's one thing I never understood when from Asobo. You know, they take the time to model all these planes, but you know, they can't make a door that opens. I mean,
Yeah, I know, and they're beautiful. Like, they're really nice models, but
right.
just make an animated door.
How hard can it be?
Very, apparently.
I guess.
Yeah, like, look at that. It's really nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, always top of the line. And this old guy here, and his son.
Is that a train horn on the side? What is that?
That's
Yeah,
that's a stall warning.
Yeah.
Stall warning horn.
So it is a horn. It's just pointed at you.
When I when I started flying in the 70s, that was on my plane.
Bolted on.
Yep.
But even every rivet, every screw.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Wait, is that my plane? No, it can't be. I recognize that plane.
Stall horn, huh?
I think is it a stall horn or is it a Venturi tube?
Oh, a Venturi tube.
I know they had an external stall horn at one point.
Does it have the stall flapper on the leading edge, Jer?
That's a light. Not there. Light.
There's got to be a pitot tube somewhere.
Oh, right here. There's, what's this thing? That's got a little flappy flap.
Yeah, that's probably it then.
Look at that, man. So is that the stall?
That's
the you think is that pitot?
That's a pitot tube, I think.
Well, the tube, yeah, but above the tube, isn't that a...
This is the isn't that the little flappy stall flappy? That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, that's the flappy stall flappy. That's the official name. I think that's in the manual. Inspect your flappy stall flappy.
I don't know, boss.
The checklist.
It's not really flapping.
Well, why don't you stall and see what happens? I wonder what that would do if you did stall. That little flappy.
Doesn't it just trigger the
I mean, is it going to close? That's I'm wondering if it's animated.
Oh man.
Oh, no
Don't
chance.
tell me. You know,
That's going to be the official name of the flight log for tonight. Flappy stall Flappy.
And like the inside is just so old school.
Flappy stall thing?
Flappy stall Flappy.
I thought you checked it.
Flappy stall Flappy, check.
Love it.
I mean, those yolks just look ridiculous, Jer.
It's the 50s, man. It's the 50s.
Let
There we
them
go.
stay in the 50s.
Why don't you tell me the 50s? Date of issuance, August 10th, 95.
That's not the 50s, Jer. You're way off.
Both on.
You know, the first Cessna 172 cost like $8,750.
Yeah, exactly.
About 5 of those sons of bees.
But I mean, that's probably in today's dollars about 100 or 150 or whatever, or more.
For sure. Like the cost of a house.
Yeah.
Jer, why are you looking at
House, yeah.
Jer and his camera stuff?
Dullhorn. This has got to be pedo.
Cessna, it's 170, right? Cessna 170.
B. But the Flappy McFlappadoo. That's which triggers the stall McDoodle over here.
It is normally closer to the wing route, but not on this plane, apparently.
Let's go in it.
I
just,
think
take
it might be a
that,
Venturi tube on the side.
So what does that do? I know what
I
a Venturi is.
think airspeed.
Big carburetor.
You know, you're right. I think that is the airspeed Venturi.
Well, then what does this doohickey?
No clue. I'm just trying to find with the Cessna 170, and there are replacement parts, which are Venturi tubes. Oh, for gyroscope?
Oh man, I didn't realize I've been slowly
Air-driven
turning
gyroscope?
left. Okay, I'm going the wrong way.
It's a ramjet add-on for racing.
Maybe it might be an espresso maker. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that.
Is that where you put like a JATO rocket, like those military cargo?
Then blow your prop off.
Yeah, just point it backwards, you'll be fine. Might need to repaint the plane later, but we'll be fine.
Jer, where are you going?
You
Yeah,
got
I
a
was,
little off course,
I was slowly doing a left turn with all that camera
Okay.
work, and I've been going the wrong way.
Out 15 miles off course now. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm north of the track, but I'm headed the right way now.
Just follow the water
Yeah.
line to the airport at this point, Jer.
Oh yeah.
There's no autopilot in this bad boy, so I've been hand flying the whole
Right.
time.
What a dummy.
Just before the next waypoint, it looks like there might be a clearing on top of the hill. We want to go and check it out.
Let's do it.
That
Pick it up
last
in the-
destination waypoint before the destination? Or the one we're flying over right now?
The one where you're flying over now.
Man, I'm not seeing any clearings here.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what you're looking at.
Looks pretty dicey.
Probably like a helicopter down there, but that's about it. Or some kind of VTOL aircraft.
Yeah, this is not a
Shut it down.
pleasant
It's dead stick
area.
time.
I suck.
Unless you're making a YouTube video.
Oh
and you
no.
wanna ditch your plane. And it's perfect.
Can I pretend you didn't do that?
All right, I'm hopping out.
Can you pretend?
I'm on.
Sure.
Carmen, we were right there.
Did somebody just call it dead stick?
Yeah, Carbon.
Carbon?
Well,
Oh, man.
this is gonna be peaceful from 10,000.
Oh, I'm going to be dead.
Where do I even want to like point?
Do it.
Oh, I'm going to be dead.
Okay, right. Oh, there's an airport right, but it is not close.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, wait, I found a spot.
Oh, is it close though?
I know what best Clyde is here.
Actually, Jer's in probably perfect
When I land
off
on
course.
the ice.
Yeah.
Don't land on the ice.
No, don't land on the ice. I got a road and a little city.
There is a field, but it's about 50 miles right of us, so that's not gonna work.
Oh, man. This is treacherous.
I'm gonna Trevor Jacobs this guy. Let's go.
Trevor Jacobs.
Ah!
Do a
So is
little
he
bit
been...
of
Sticker says, "Don't forget your fire extinguishers."
Is that guy in jail yet? The Trevor guy?
Should be soon.
Ridiculous.
What a mess.
Alright, luckily there's like no wind up here right now, so that's kind of helping. My ground speed is 90 knots, so this is good.
Welcome to my life.
I hope I can take off in the snow down there.
Oh, it's so quiet.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah, because everyone's muted, cursing you out right now.
Look how grumpy this guy's face is because of you.
See, my problem is these stupid Bijan masks are like kind of making it hard to see any clearings. Right side is not gonna work. Alright, last resort, towards the water. There's one spot, if I can get there. Maybe two. See, and you got SDOs and a 208. He's way heavier than I am. Although he's moving very quickly.
Oh, my airspeed ribbon froze. What the heck?
Oh, did it?
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know what my airspeed is.
Shift H. Let
I
you
don't
toggle your pitot heat.
I don't have time to shift H. Oh no.
Madman. Where are we supposed to load in at? The finish line?
No, just I think I've got a flight plan up for the last spot there. Just slew over.
I don't even know how fast I'm going.
Where are you, Rain Man? I can't even see you. Oh, you got spots right there where you're at.
Yeah. No, yeah, okay, I think I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, you're definitely fine.
Yeah, I made it. Jeez.
Argo looks good over there. What's funny, now that I got lower, I feel like some of the trees went away. Like they popped out. Which is weird. I am a little worried about SDO over here. He's in some trouble. Unless his engine is not off. Icy Minutes has stalled a wing and crashed. His stall Flappy thing did not work.
Stall Flappy McDougal flap.
It's unfortunate. He probably did not pre-flight that.
Well,
Carmen definitely saw this field that he's landing in and then called it. There's no other way around it. I've had so long to pick a spot, it's unbelievable.
well, I'm
I've
just heading
changed-
at a rate about 700 feet a minute at best glide, I think. So I've got another 7-8 minutes left.
I made it
stay
surprisingly easy.
Where'd you end up on a road?
Like in a field.
Nice.
Yeah, there are
Worked out
some.
well.
I've changed my landing target like 10 times. Like, oh, no, this one's better. Nope, this one's better. Oh, Carbon's over there. Must be for a reason. Yep, it is. Giant builds.
I have no idea what my airspeed is, but... Oh, there we go. Now it just kicked in again. What the heck? I don't know.
See, this problem, Carbon, is this is not flat. This place that he led me to.
Is not happy.
You got no roads around there?
I'm right next to you, man.
Are you?
Yeah. And Fnargle's right behind you. You led 2 of us to the slaughter.
The panic on these guys' faces.
They look very stoic, actually, for being honest. The exact people I want flying. SDO says mistakes were made. Yep. Accurately. Yep. Did you bail out and choose a different spot, Carbon?
No, I landed and took off.
Oh, I must have saw you after you took off then. Alright, this is gonna be interesting.
I have no idea how much fuel I should have. Oh well.
I have 12 and 12, if that helps at all. Am I gonna tip over is the question here. Well, perfectly done.
What's
Okay.
up, Pigman?
Okay, okay. Gliding, gliding. Landed.
Oh boy, Hutch.
In your face, you crazy people. Clear!
There, prop.
This is the problem. Getting out of here. Yeah. Couldn't just peacefully cruise. Careful. There we go. Slanted takeoff. Auto rudder. Atta baby. I don't believe you, Pigpen, not for a minute. Not while dirt racing exists. Are we close enough to just do direct to that field, or do we want to go to that last waypoint for some other reason?
No reason to go to it. Just go direct if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, we could do that. Direct LTAS.
Don't need to go to 10,000 again, that's for sure.
All right, so that's the decision. Direct LTAS.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
Come on, turn back.
That's the real problem, Pigpen. That's why I think we're gonna lose Super. Too much work swapping. He needs a separate computer for flight sim.
Didn't he say he was doing that? Or something? Starting to charge. Well done, robot vacuum. Direct to.
None of my nav is working. Gee, I don't know why.
This thing does not want to do direct to. That's fun.
Question is, do I want the beach or do I want the road?
Road.
Yeah?
Definitely.
I was leaning towards beach.
How do you know it's a beach?
It looks like one.
Try the
Alright.
beach. That looks like
Yeah.
fun.
Let's go beach.
Unless it's ice. It's not ice, is it?
No. No, it's definitely beach.
It'd be hilarious when it's not a beach.
What's the landing speed on that? Like 55?
It stalls like 55.
Yeah.
But it'll stall a wing hard, so you gotta even like fully configured. Certainly not like a Cub.
Is that why he crashed so quick?
What's that?
Is that what Icy is playing as well? Is that why he stalled and crashed
Could have
so
been.
quick?
I don't know. It definitely the takeoff roll is for sure longer and it stalls a little easier. It's not too bad, but you still get into short strips. But the xCub, we're just so spoiled with it. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah. You can hardly get this airplane to stall.
Yeah. And it's just so powerful. Like, I mean, you can basically climb over anything.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting there.
Yeah, this is a long haul, unfortunately. I wish there was an airport, but there was no airport.
That's all good. I'm so
Oh,
glad.
it's nice terrain.
Yeah, it's nice terrain. That's what I thought.
I mean, are there really this many trees out here? Feels excessive.
All right, here we go.
Sounds are failing.
I see dark clouds where we're headed.
Yeah, no, Sticky Fish said the same thing. Nice line of low freezing clouds coming up right over the field.
Awesome.
Did I do that? Keep an eye on your fuel tanks, boys.
Roger.
If I can get a weather report.
Yeah, let's see. LTAS?
All right.
Sam, 3 3/4 miles visibility, broken clouds, 3,000.
3/4 mile visibility?
Oh, 3 3/4.
Oh, 3 3/4, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no.
Oh, it's supposed to have freezing fog, so that's probably what we're going to be up against.
Yeah. Did you guys get the airport scenery for this airport?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice airport.
Be beach. Please be beach.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
That's not looking good.
I have parked at -8 feet, -10 feet.
Oh yeah, I see grass or something. Yeah, that's grass. That's grass.
Nice.
-16 feet for punches.
Oh, slam.
Yep.
Good job. Good job.
Oh, jeez, Jer.
Oh yeah.
You're better than that, man.
Get that tail wheel up. Come on. There we go. There's 60 knots. Lift off.
Yeah, it's like my sounds are like buffering, kind of. You have like staticky sound in them now. Kind of crazy. There's this little wind with this many clouds.
Yeah, I'm getting like 1 and 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
So these clouds are just gonna sit here forever, or what? So where did we take off last night, Jared, with the F-18s?
Oh, that was out of Minneapolis, wasn't it?
It was.
Or was that out of Louisville?
No, we didn't fly out of Louisville. We landed at Louisville.
Oh yeah, so we took off out of, that would have been out of Minneapolis.
It was Minnie, not Orlando?
Or was it Orlando? Yeah, it was Orlando.
It was Orlando, because Minnie, we lined up and did the screenshot. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Were you guys flying on FSA?
I was, yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah, today I tried to transfer an A320 to do an instant transfer.
Yeah.
To Real Don, and like 3 out of the 4 I could not instant transfer because they were probably flown recently, right?
That's yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Jared flew 2 of them.
That was probably my bad. Yeah.
No, I got him one. He wanted one in Changi, Singapore.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's one of the newer pilots, I'm guessing.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
I was gonna fly the 7-8 today from Denver to Cancun. But
Oh, that's a nice flight.
yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if it was up with the mod, but I couldn't get any thrust in the engine, so I was trying for like 45 minutes. And I was like, okay, nope. So I'm gonna try tomorrow.
Yikes.
Yeah, I've tried to fly the 320 Neo,
Yep.
but I just can't seem to get it set up in my home cockpit for some reason. Just all my hardware, and I've
It's
tried
a little,
different.
it's a little tricky. I know.
Yeah, it is.
I can't use my alpha with it because it kind of the bindings conflict with like the lights, and a lot of the toggles are three-way toggles, and
Yeah, right.
so I just basically disconnect my alpha and just use my Logitech stick as the side stick, and
Okay.
just click everything. But it's
Have you
good.
had other
It is
things
good.
besides lights, Rainman, that you couldn't do?
What's that?
Like, what were you not able to configure besides
Just like like I have a lot of switches that even if I configure those, make a profile, they just don't work. So it's probably my setup. It's probably not. I mean, it's probably partly the problem is how I have things set up, but I don't have the patience to try to sort it out actually.
Do you
Do you
use
use, like,
Axis
SPAD?
Nose or SPAD.next or?
I used to use SPAD Next, but and I have SPAD Next, but I haven't had to use it with the DACFly mod and the working title mod and the NES mod for the longitude.
Okay.
So I don't have to go through any of the SPAD stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to fly the Neo, it might be worth it because I know they've put a ton of, what do you call those, HVARs or something
Yeah.
for that.
I mean, I
air-
do have SPAD Next. I could probably reinstall and use that, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun to fly. Popped out all kinds of screens on it just to make Jer squirmy.
I'm actually going to update my setup. We're going to put new carpet in upstairs, and I have a den, so so once they have to rip the carpet out, I have to tear down everything anyway.
Oof,
So I'm
brutal.
going to have a more realistic sim.
And you weren't kidding. That giant cloud is literally right on the field, isn't it?
So Rainman, will you be getting the 737, the PMDG? Is that?
I'm debating. I'm debating.
You love the longitude. You love the procedures, and
Right.
I'm sure you would love it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all instrument, so
Yeah.
every place I fly instrument pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, unless I'm in the Kodak or messing around with the cub or something, but
Well, that's what the journey and all the mission stuff is for.
you're right, exactly.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I like the ILS navigation and
Yeah.
that's
You like following magenta lines.
right.
There's just like programming FMCs, taking off, and then hitting.
Yeah, exactly.
Waiting 3 hours.
dialing in minimums and all the V speeds. I mean
I
that's
love
kind
all
of
that
like
stuff.
that's real
Liz
flying,
laughed at
right?
me, but yeah, I say that's it keeps you sharp and you're learning something new all the time.
Right.
And it's challenging and it is fun.
Right, exactly.
I love it. Although I gotta find some more fun visual approaches because I do love that. Love the visual approaches.
There's an airport. There's a freeway airport, Anglemont, which is in. I'm trying to think where that is. It's in British Columbia. I think it's about 60 miles due west of Banff.
Okay, yeah, I know exactly where that is.
And it's on like a 30 degree slope. That is the coolest airport. There's
And
a
you
little cabin there, like you can park your plane, and it's
Nice.
like you got your own private little runway. It's pretty cool.
You say it's west of Banff?
Yeah, it's
So it's like right in the mountains there.
it's in the mountains. I'm trying to think of the name of the lake. Let me go to
Lake
the map here.
Yeah, if Nargle's wondering about the iCow for that one.
It is. Let me see. It's no longer in use. I think they closed it. Yeah, it is. I'm looking at it on the web. It's closed. I'm looking for the icon. Oh, it's AA3. But you have to go to flightsim.20 because it's not in the sim. You have to add the airport.
A3. Cool.
But have you ever tried to do like the river visual into DC or?
Oh yeah, yeah. Into Reagan.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's an amazing. The RNAV and the visual into. I want to say it's what is it runway 20?
19.
19. 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared,
That's a cool flight.
What's that, Hutch?
The LaGuardia one.
Yeah, well, they've got so they're no longer doing the expressway visual. There's an RNAV and I noticed a few weeks ago that basically you still fly the expressway visual, but it's
Just
the park,
GPS.
it's the RNAV Parkway visual, or yeah,
Why
they
did
call it that.
Yeah, I haven't flown that one.
That one's fun, but with New York and everything, you get a fun little visual.
Oh, it's so good. You got to do it. Yeah, there's these 3 white water towers that you use to make your initial right turn, and then you just follow the Jersey expressway all the way around and fly right around Arthur Ashe Stadium and the Met Stadium and come around and land.
Which visual approach is that?
It's the expressway visual.
For what runway?
For LGA. For
LaGuardia, it's gotta be like 27 or something near that. Right?
Is it 3-1? I think it's 3-1.
I mean, that's more or less the right direction. You land facing west.
Yeah, expressway visual.
3-1. I'm opening
Yeah.
the Jefferson chart now. Let me check this out.
What's the one you love in Maryland, Jer?
Oh, dude, the harbor visual. Harbor visual 2.9. That's another one, Rain Man. I know you would love. It's fantastic.
Especially with the longitude, because you'll be able to really take in the visual part of it.
KPMW, it's all photogrammetry, so you get really good, fun visuals. And there's a really good chart for it. You just basically swing around. You cut between 2 islands, and then you just follow the harbor in. It's really cool. For KPMW is the ICAO.
Oh, I gotta try those. Yeah, normally I'm RNAV or ILS. So.
The LaGuardia one is really fun because if you know what to look for, you can fly without the chart. Just pure instinct, almost.
Yeah, and there's some really good YouTube videos of so in the harbor visual in Maryland, it's mostly ERJs, CRJs, mostly regional jets going in there. But there are some really good YouTube videos of cockpit of them doing that visual, and you can get an idea of what I just watch it. Actually, I think I have a YouTube video of doing it. Let me see if I can post it. Yeah, I love those.
Yeah, I gotta check those out.
Those will be really fun in the longitude, especially if you're looking to break it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm going around the world again. I'm in Darwin. Sitting in Darwin. I'm gonna head to New Zealand.
Nice. Will's my system.
Started in Toronto, of course.
Jared, Anglemont, BC.
Yeah, that's the one. Closed. AA3 is the code.
Sorry, not Jared. Rain Man.
I put the video up there, Rain Man.
Okay.
And I throw the chart up at the beginning of the video, like a minute in.
Those will be fun too, just because the longitude's so nimble. If you don't get it just right, you'll be fine still. Airbus is not as forgiving.
Yeah, I actually don't think maybe 320's flying there, but it's mostly regional jets.
Yeah. Wait, which one are you talking about?
The harbor visual.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you did it in the Airbus how many times though, right?
Yeah, well, not too bad.
I feel like that's like the first place you took the CRJ too.
Well, that and Icy and I, the Orbex, what airport is that? Icy, if you're listening, what's the one from Orbex that we fly the regional jets into? American Eagle, I always fly in there. I think we both picked it up.
Where is it at roughly?
I forget. It's on the East Coast. I think it's in
New
It's
York?
in Maryland.
Or
Maybe not Maryland.
he's thinking. You've stumped him.
I was thinking.
Thinking?
Now, are you guys using Navigraph at all?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Can't really fly a commercial without it. I mean, you could, but
Not Charlotte, I see. It's the other one that Orbex did. We both picked it up a long time ago. Or yeah, is it Orbex or Aeros? No, it's Orbex. Let me see if I've got it on my add-ons or if it's in the sim. Airport, USA.
I can't tell if Carbon's taking a nap and we should let him, or
What's that?
so you've been so quiet. I'm not sure if you're napping with your eyes open.
Oh no, I'm enjoying the scenery.
Yeah, same. Brain fart.
Now that sucks. I haven't seen text all night on Twitch. Man, what is going on?
Are you saying it's in Maryland though, Jer? Near Maryland?
No, it's East Coast. Let's see.
Dulles?
Probably be able- It's right on the ocean.
Kilo India Alpha Delta?
Maybe it's in Mass or Connecticut. New Haven. That is it.
New Haven. There you go.
What's the
Close
airport
enough.
called? Right there. Tweed. I see. Tweed, New Haven Airport.
Tweed, New Haven.
Yeah, it's a nice little regional airport. It's pay where I think it's only like $10, but it's really fun to fly in. And again, it's all photogrammetry. Fun approach over the water.
You know, that's one thing I've not done. I've not purchased any like really good airports. You know, airport scenery off the
Yeah.
sim.
I mean, if you want good airports for the longitude, Van Nuys is there's a really good one for Van
Burbank.
Nuys and a really good one for Teterboro. Is that the other one? What's the one Citation Max always
Oh,
flies out?
Teterboro is Teterboro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Teterboro.
I do have Teterboro actually.
Teterboro,
Teterboro's great.
Van
Van
Nuys,
Nuys is
and
really,
Burbank, though.
really good too.
Should be really good.
Yeah.
Burbank Executive, man.
Jackson Hole has a really good one.
Oh yeah, Jackson Hole's awesome. Flying in over the
Oh,
Teton
yeah.
Mountain.
Oh
Oof.
yeah.
There's a really fun RNAV in there that just kind of sweeps you around the mountains into the valley.
Yeah, coming up from the south is sketchy as all get out
Yes,
though.
I very rarely go from the south. Oh, then you got Palm Springs with the crazy
yeah.
descent,
Oh, yeah.
7% descent.
Right.
There's some pretty good executive airports out there right now though. I think because they're so much smaller, they're probably more prevalent.
Yeah, for me, Aspen is a favorite, and
Oh yeah, Aspen, not Palm Springs. That's what I meant, Aspen.
yeah, Aspen. Well, Palm Springs is nice too. You go through
Yeah.
the mountains.
Yeah.
Another good one is what's the name of that? Starts with a T. Out near it's ski place.
Telluride?
Yeah, Telluride. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Colorado?
That is great to fly into. That's tough to fly in.
Denver International. Denver's great. That's is that a flight beam? I purchased that one. I love flying out of Denver with the 320 and some of the bigger stuff. Because if you depart to the west, you fly right over the downtown. And that's why I want Phoenix to come out, because that approach.
Hayware, there's some good ones right now for sure, especially for the longitude.
How about San Diego?
San Diego's great.
Good airport case, Sans.
Latin VFR.
Good. San
Except
Jose
kids
has a
falling
good
off
one.
bikes need-
Yeah.
I could watch
Burbank,
kids fall off bikes all day. I don't
Vanoise.
give a shit about your kid.
The approach into Van Nuys from the east is super fun too.
Problem if you buy it though, then you feel like for me I feel obligated, not obligated because I like flying out of them, but then I don't stretch as much and try different spots.
Yeah, you feel like you made an investment, you know.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of why I've sort of resisted. Like, I mean, they're not expensive, I suppose, relatively speaking. But
You ever want a fun flight, Rain Man, in real life a few years ago? My wife and I went to Peru, and
oh man,
flew
bet you
from
that's awesome.
Peru to Cusco, and Cusco's at 11.5, so it's insane flying into there. You feel like you don't even descend; you just basically go up in the Andes and then land on the Andes in Cusco.
How was the landing, Carbon?
Good.
Man, I had some crappy landings today. Jeez.
Yeah, it's a nice little field, surrounded by hills.
Yeah, this is pretty. This looks like Vermont.
It does. Yeah.
I think I'm still like 30 miles out, so feel free to wrap up, guys. If you all get down. Following this is a cool little road, though.
Can't you pedal faster?
I wouldn't dare put my legs out here and induce more drag.
Right.
I need as much aerodynamic help as I can get. Nice, though. It's cool.
Yeah, this is more scenic than I thought it was going to be, actually.
I think that's the number one thing we always say, especially Hutch. Anytime we go anywhere. I could have sworn this place wouldn't have looked like this.
Never been here, so.
Turkey doesn't have trees.
Alright, coming in off the water. Actually kind of a cool little approach.
Call me T-plane.
Oh, that's
The
the
wind
first
certainly died,
word
though.
I've heard all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather actually got really nice.
Yeah.
You guys haven't been hearing those happen.
No, that was the first one I heard.
Yeah. Maybe Super's back at the stick.
Thanks for sticking it out, Sticky. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Look who it is.
What?
The man, the myth, the legend. Super boot me. Super.
Oh man, what's going on?
Hi, buddy.
Voice.
Is your brain hurting?
How's
Did you
work?
get your work done?
Monday night at 10 o'clock, man.
He's lost his mind. And I'm reaping all the benefits.
I'll have a little bit more to do and then I'm going to bed. We'll just wait for Hutch to come on in. We're not waiting for Jer. Yeah, just realized.
Don't wait for me.
I kept looking over. I'm like, where is Jer compared to everyone else?
Oh, so far away.
Rain Man, sorry I couldn't be in chat here, but I really appreciate you taking up the reins.
That was a fun one.
Well, I tell you,
Nice
nobody
having you,
can replace you, Super. That's for sure.
I don't know. I kept looking over. I kept looking over, and it looked just fine. So I think you guys did a great job.
You have a
Great
certain,
job.
Je ne sais pas.
I also, I don't know how or why I crashed.
You crashed?
Yeah, I was just on like approach, and the aircraft just went into a dive, and then it oversped. So
You were frozen for a while during the.
Oh, I
during
was
the
frozen
trip.
for a long time. Yeah. I went up to like 13,000 just to, and it cleared up, but.
Oh man, slideshow, not good.
Good Lord.
I'm
Jared,
not
what?
cheating. I'm not cheating.
Dude,
You
Jared
you
put,
still
Jared
in
put on the
Bulgaria
jets.
or what?
I know. Look how far I am.
Oh, man.
This thing was a putter, man. I was putting around at like 90 miles an hour.
Oh my
I don't know how it stays in
gosh.
the air. Oh, we're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. I'm coming. I'm coming.
That's what he said.
Okay, there. All right.
Hey,
Oh,
All
get
right.
down.
Well, we might as well watch Jared land, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I want to see him land while he's slewing.
Let's slip this bad boy. Lose that airspeed.
there's not a ton of wind, so good luck.
All eyes are on you, Jer.
All right. This is gonna be ugly. Look at my speed, my airspeed. I gotta get this down.
You're going to want to slow up.
Gotta do this quick for you guys.
Someone call maintenance. We're gonna need to look at this. Uses the
Now
flaps.
she's dropping. Now she's dropping.
I've dialed 9-1. Although in Turkey, it could be 1-9. I'm not sure. Oh, look at it just slow up.
It's a Cadillac, man.
Are you
I don't see
sitting
any
on the
landing
wing?
gear. Oh, there you go. Nice.
Not too bad.
he's
Oh,
down.
bouncy. Pretty good.
What's
Seen
up?
better. Seen worse.
Yeah. Probably not average.
Wow.
Whoa, hang on to her, Jerry. All right, folks. Jesus. Well, I'll do the sign off. I'm glad I could
Yes,
be
sir.
here to help. All right, guys.
Say goodbye.
Yeah, come in just a second. Bye. So we'll do a little raid out of here. Wow, mush. Brain is mush. We'll do a raid out of here. We're gonna go raid Charlie. He's not doing the journey, but he's doing some other stuff. So feel free to go fly some new stuff. You don't have to refly this. But thank you very much. Really appreciate you being here. And that's gonna be it. We will see you on Thursday night for the beginning, and then I'll be gone again, very likely. But either way, you know, love you guys. Rain Man, thank you so much again. Really appreciate it. Putting these fights together and jumping in. You did a great job. Really appreciate it. But guys, that's it. It's crazy out there. Remember to stop and look around. And as always, folks, enjoy the journey.